The changes and corrections that we have. If you'll turn to race one. Race one, number 3, Be Legendary. Change the driver to Pierce Henry. Pierce Henry will drive number 3, Be Legendary in race one. Turn to race 4. Race 4, number 2, Rose Run Bridget. Change the driver to Braden Rhodes. Braden Rhodes will drive number 2, Rose Run Bridget in race 4. Turn to race 5. Race 5, number 3, Taylor's Third Round. Change the driver to Pierce Henry. Pierce Henry will drive number 3, Taylor's Third Round. Turn to race 8. Race 8, number 3, Dublin's Delilah. Change the driver to Braden Rhodes. Braden Rhodes will drive number 3, Dublin's Delilah. Turn to race 9. Race 9, you may scratch the number 2 horse, Onion Gum, lame. Number 2, Onion Gum is out of race 9, lame. Turn to race 10. Race 10, number 2, Fear the Love. Change the driver to Clifton Bell. Clifton Bell will drive number 2, Fear the Love, in race 10. Turn to race 11. Race 11, number 2, Got the Money, Honey. Change the driver to Braden Rhodes. Braden Rhodes will drive number 2, Got the Money, Honey. Those are the only changes and corrections that we have at this time.
Welcome everyone to the Henry County Fair here in Napoleon, Ohio. It's me, Samantha Mayhew, Susan Schroeder, and Matt Clark here at the Henry County Fair putting on the races today. We got 11 races with 66 horses and 35 trainers. So keep watching to see the races.
It's a beautiful night here
It is.
at Napoleon. We got a nice breeze, and luckily the sun just went under the clouds, so that makes it
Yes.
even nicer up here.
We got some live music in the infield right now.
Matt Richardson, he comes out to the fairs, courtesy of the Dharma Falls at most of the fairs, comes around and does a great job in keeping the audience engaged during the in-between races. We've got a very old track record here that I am personally hoping that nobody ever breaks, but Tadler's Jet holds the track record here on the pace in 1:56 and 4, and that's been since 2005, so a 21-year-old track record. I have a fondness in my heart for Tadler's Jet because I took care of him for a while up in Minnesota. He gave jog cart rides when he was 17 years old, and he just was a great old horse. And I know he held a lot of track records around here. And you think in Minnesota or in Michigan, Matt, did he hold track records up there too?
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah, he was an awesome horse. He is still 6th on the all-time win list. The 106 wins, Southwind Amazon, I think, has 136 or 139. But old Tadler's Jet, who holds the track record here, 6th on that list.
It's gonna have to dodge Ants Marching tomorrow in the Signature Series because he is sharp right now.
Yeah, you are right. What did they go in last night?
52 and 3 at Salina.
Yeah. I mean, that was a heck of a mile. Well, the track record there was 54, so we knew that it's a fast track, but my gosh. That was
Gene Miller
quite
also
surprising.
campaigned Bingham. You remember him?
Yes.
Did you take care of him?
Yeah.
He's a
No, I
tough
didn't.
old-
I didn't get to take care.
He's a tough old trouter.
Yeah, and
Pacer for a while too. I think he had a mark on the pace.
Did
too.
he?
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I had another one for him, Crafty Sailor. He's
I
also
remember him
on that
too,
top
yeah.
list. Yeah, so it's. So let's join Bill Peters for the post.
$4,870 and a blanket courtesy of American Legion Post 300. Number 1 is Working on a Night Move, owned and trained by Mike Sweeney of Delaware, the driver Curtis Harper. Number 2 is Midnight Perfection, owned and trained and driven by Derek Flowers of Tippin. Number 3 is Be Legendary, owned by John Weisenberger Jr. of Oakwood and Brantley Turner of Paulding, trained by Bruce Forker, the driver Pierce Henry. Number 4 is Ecclesiastes, owned by Hagerman Racing of Mount Vernon, Ohio, Lucinda Belcher, Winchester, Kentucky, Charles Reeve of Broadview Heights, Ohio, trained by Herman Hagerman, the driver Emmanuel Miller. Number 5 is Big Loose, owned by Charles Little of Sunbury, Ohio, trained by Robbie Brooks, the driver Clifton Bell. And number 6 is Mulan, owned by Becky Sugg of Polk, Ohio, and Johnny Yoder of Dundee, Ohio, trained by Kurt Sugg, the driver Braden Rhodes. Horses will take one score and go to the gate.
Okay, we'll take a closer look at the fillies in this race. This is the first of 3 divisions of the 2-year-old filly pace. Working on a Night Move. Curtis Harper up for Mike Sweeney. Pat Sweeney, the owner and breeder of this colt, filly. She's a dancing Yankee out of a stud named Sue Mayer. Sue's your daddy. 1 win on the year. That was all the way back to Paulding on her very first fair in 2-6 and 4. 2 starts back, had a real nice second at Bowling Green in 2-5 and 2.
In the 2, Midnight Perfection, driven by Derek Flowers for trainer Derek Flowers and owner, is a well-said filly, has 2 starts this year with a 4th at Bowling Green in 2:06 and 1.
Be Legendary from the 3-hole. Make the driver Pierce Henry for trainer Bruce Farquhar. John Weisenberger and Bradley Turner, the owners. This is a bit of a legend filly out of a Rockin' Image mare. Was a $6,000 purchase at the Blooded Horse Sale. Has 7 starts on the year and a couple nice thirds. Those was at Tiffin and Oak Harbor, where it was individually timed in 2, 3, and 3.
In the 4, East Castelletti's, driven by Emmanuel Miller for trainer Herman Hagerman, has 6 starts this year with 2 wins, 2 seconds, and a third. The wins being at Bowling Green and Hilliard. Has also attempted in the Buckeye Stallion Series, got a third and a first at Urbana and Scioto Downs.
The 5, Big Loose. Clifton Bell drives for Robbie Brooks. Charles Little, the owner and breeder. This is a Big Bam Ray filly out of a Polo Player mare. 7 starts on the year, has a 2nd place finish at Oak Harbor, where she paced in 2, 2, and 3.
In 6, Mulan, driven by Braden Rhodes for trainer Kirk Sugg, has 3 starts this year with 1 third being at Beria in 2:05 and 1.
This is, of course, a 2-year-old filly pace, but you look at these drivers in here. The oldest driver in the race is Derek Flowers, and he's only 43. I know 43 to Samantha sounds really old. 43 to me sounds really young. So a bunch of nice young drivers in this race. I don't think we have to worry too much about the driver colony going forward. We've got a bunch of guys like this in it.
That is very true.
So I believe we have Cooper going to do the announcing. We'll double check about that, but horses are behind the Webkenberg starting gate, and so we're going to turn it over to our announcer.
Here they come. They're off and pacing the first horse away in the middle of the track is Ecclesiastes. Down at the rail second is working on a night move. As they round the turn now to head down the backside to race over to that quarter-mile mark. Out there on the front end, that is working on a night move driven by Curtis Harper. Racing in their second is Ecclesiastes driven by Emmanuel Miller. And their third is Mulan driven by Braden Rhodes. Racing fourth is Be Legendary, driven by Pierce Henry. Right there, fifth is Big Loose, driven by Clifton Bell. And farther back, sixth, that's Midnight Perfection, driven by Derek Flowers. First quarter was paced in 30 and 2/5 seconds. As they race around that upper turn to come down past the stand for the first time, that's still working on a night move with the lead. Racing in there second is Ecclesiastes. Coming to the half-mile mark. That's working on a night move with the lead. Ecclesiastes right there second. Third is Mulan. In there fourth, Be Legendary. Fifth is Big Loose. And a little farther back, sixth is Midnight Perfection. First half paced in 1:01. As they round the turn now to head down the backside to race over to that 3/4 mile mark. They've got a catch working on a night move. Right there, close second is Ecclesiastes. And their third is Mulan. A little farther back, fourth is Be Legendary. Moving up fifth is Big Loose. Going to the 3/4 mile mark now, Emmanuel Miller's out and on the move with Ecclesiastes. Along the rail with the lead is working on a night move. Working on a night move along the rail with Ecclesiastes on the outside. 3/4 in 1:32. As they race around that upper turn to head for pay dirt. That's working on a night move at the rail and Ecclesiastes on the outside. They're only heads apart as they turn for home. That's working on a night move at the rail. Ecclesiastes on the outside. Working on a night move and Ecclesiastes past the stands. It's going to be working on a night move. And here the outcome. Ecclesiastes up for place. Up for show is Mulan.
Night move, gate to wire. I thought maybe
A
that.
mile and 2:02 and 1/5.
2:02 and 1. I thought maybe Ecclesiastic was going to come up there and get him at the end. Ecclesiastic's got 2 wins on the year and been racing really, really well, but working on a night move, too tough tonight.
Got his second win of the year.
Long time between wins. That first one at Paulding, and now we're mid-August. But in between there, has been racing pretty good also, so no slouching for working on a night move.
That is also its lifetime mark.
Yep.
2:02 and 1. Was 2:06 and 4 at Paulding.
I am not able to get onto YouTube, so I'm certain that we have people watching, so welcome everybody. But for right now, I cannot get on. I guess AT&T isn't working good up here in Napoleon.
I actually got to see that song live, Bob Seger.
Did you really?
I did.
Oh.
I think it was close to his last concert.
Oh, gosh.
Had to have been.
Where was that?
It was in Toledo. He actually came to Toledo.
Oh, wow.
Him and Jay Giles band. It was fantastic.
Oh, I'll bet. Now it's going to go in my head.
I
Now
know.
it's like
Dharma Falls have a Ticket to Ride in tomorrow, and I've had that song stuck in my head all day because I had to type up the graphics.
Comes number 1, working on a night move. Owned and trained by Mike Sweeney and driven to victory this evening by Curtis Harper. The blanket for this race is courtesy of American Legion Post 300. Let's have a big hand here for Curtis Harper and working on a night move. And to American Legion Post 300, the donors of the blanket.
We're going to get the results from Bill in just a minute. What a beautiful winner circle they put up.
Going working on a night move was the winner. Number 2, Midnight Perfection was 6th. Number 3, B Legendary was 5th. Number 4, Ecclesiastes was 2nd. Number 5, Big Loose was 4th. Number 6, Mulan was 3rd. Time of the first quarter was 30 2/5. The half was in 1:01. The 3/4 in 1:32. With a mile in 2:02 1/5. From the top it should read 1:65.243. A mile in 2:02 1/5. And there are no changes in race 2. Need a representative.
I was mentioning before, Bill gave the official results. What a beautiful winner circle they put up. And Matt, you said that is new this year.
It is.
Oh,
Excuse me. Someone locally passed and donated some money to it.
Oh, wow.
So it's a good way to be remembered for quite some time now. It is very nice.
Yeah, it's very pretty. It's so nice when a fair does that, because really they did that all for harness racing, because there's nobody else that uses a winner circle,
Right.
I don't believe, in front of the grandstand. So very nice, very pretty. So that is our first race in the book. Second race coming up is the 3-year-old Colt Trot. I think we've also got 3 divisions of this race. So we'll take a look at the 6 horses in that race right after this.
The roots of harness racing are born at the county fair. For over 150 years, people have gathered to watch horses battle it out for fame and glory. Catch the thrills this summer at an Ohio Fair Racing Conference County Fair. The OFRC races at 22 fairs in 20 Ohio counties. Trotters and pacers put it all on the line to be called the best in the Buckeye State. The Ohio Fair Racing Conference, where the path to greatness begins.
At Ohio State's Galbraith Equine Center, our veterinary champions are here for your champions 24/7, 365 days a year, providing advanced specialty care for sports horses from all stages and disciplines. Our expert team of boarded surgeons and sports medicine and rehabilitation specialists, together with veterinary cardiologists, internal medicine, and ophthalmologists, make our hospital your best resource for all sports horse performance issues. The Ohio State Veterinary Medical Center's Galbraith Equine Hospital. Call us today at 614-292-6661.
Hey, welcome back to the Henry County Fair here in Napoleon. Are the betting windows down there? Is that why that big crowd? There's a big crowd down to the left of where we are, so more in the last turn area. Lots of people, so they make the betting happy tonight.
Got a good crowd. It got stands below the grandstand and pretty good crowd inside.
Yeah. This is a nice old grandstand. I mean, I love these old wooden benches, except for getting sometimes a sliver in your butt, but other than that, they're really nice because they just have character.
Oh, yeah.
You know, they certainly do. I know it's always time to replace things at different fairs. You have to replace them, but they are kind of neat. Sam and I were talking about some superstitions on race day on the way up. And Sam, what is your family superstition? This one was odd, I thought.
You're not allowed to wear red on race day.
Not anything. Not
Nope.
even. Sam
Can't
said,
have the OSU logo, nothing.
yeah, she goes to OSU. She should be allowed to have the logo. She even had to change her socks one time because they had some red on them. So, but kind of fun, the different superstitions that different stables have, and boy, they stick. And you don't want to be the one to mess it up, because then it's your fault that the horse lost. Nothing to do with it. They went 5 seconds faster than your horse could. But superstitions are kind of interesting. So if anybody's online that's got some superstitions, let us know and we'll tell everybody about them.
No peanuts.
See, now
Remember that?
that's another one that I don't remember.
Absolutely not in my dad's stable. No
No
peanuts,
peanuts.
no peanut butter, nothing.
Interesting.
Huh.
Nothing. No Snickers. Nothing.
Not even a Snickers.
No,
Holy
no,
man.
Absolutely no
That's
peanuts.
crazy.
Not on race day.
That was kind of tough. No Snickers.
I think that's worse than wearing red.
I think so. Yeah, you don't want to change things. Of course, we used to race 2 heats, and I can remember one guy I knew, he would, even if the horse needed something changed, he would not change it in between heats. Wouldn't change it. You don't change anything on race day, he said. No, and I said he could really use a head pull on the inside. Nope. Change it next week, but not this week.
Yeah, one that I always told my friends about was not cutting the hair on race day.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of my friends, they do showing for Western or hunting jumping, and they were all like, "What are you talking about? They're trimming them up day of," and
Yeah.
I'm like, "You're not supposed to do that."
If you don't win your class, you know why.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, we certainly did get some shade. That was kind of rough on you, Matt, for a while.
Yeah, just brutal.
Yeah, the sun comes right in here in the grandstand. The sun must be, the grandstand's facing west, the sun's, but now it's really very, very comfortable. And they're not ugly clouds like we have been having. They're kind of nice clouds. I don't know what the weather is up here, but it doesn't appear like it's going to rain or anything. So we've got the list from Roger this morning of the leading drivers and trainers, and this was after 37 fairs. So I'm guessing that he got up early this morning and did this and had the results from last night. But it's a tight race for driver. Hank Levan is at 73 and Jeff Neissanger at 72. So those two guys going back and forth. And I don't believe Hank is in here tonight, nor Jeff.
Are they at Troy, maybe?
That's what I don't know for sure. I'll bet they are at Troy. Emmanuel Miller, who is here, is at 52. Braden Rhodes, 49. Ken Doc Holliday at 41. So it's a tight field, and those first 5 guys, it's really tight. And then on the trainer side, Hank Levan with 68. Herman Hagerman with 56. Rosie Weaver, 50. Jeff Neissanger, 42. Todd Luther, 34. So those are your top 5 trainers and drivers at the fairs. Not only your top trainers and drivers, but we got top passport people here tonight. We've already had a bunch of people come up and get their passport signed. It's not too late. You're probably not going to win the grand prize, but there's lots of other prizes that you can win still. If you come to just 10 fairs, you get a poker chip, and we've got poker chips with the last 5 years of Horses of the Year in Ohio. So we start out with Charlie May, we got By the Missa, we got Big Ranger, Sugar Instead, and one other, I think. But those are kind of fun to have. And if you come up to us and you only have 9 fairs, I'll bet you that we'll give you a poker chip anyway. There's only, how many orange ones left? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
6, yeah.
So 6 Charlie Mays, and that is the end of the Charlie Mays. We had a couple hundred of them when he was Horse of the Year, but we don't have any more. So
Got 3 by the missile in this bag.
3 in there. Yeah, so if you're interested in those, just stop and see somebody in the broadcast area, and we'll, like I said, if you've got 9, heck, we'll still give you one. If you get to 20 fairs, you get a whole deck of cards, which has all of the divisional winners in it. So you're going to have the 2-year-old colt trotter, the 2-year-old filly trotter, etc. in those, so that is fun.
2, Paradise Breeze. Change the driver to Pierce Henry. Pierce Henry will drive number 2, Paradise Breeze, in race 7.
Pierce. So Pierce Henry, we also have some Pierce Henry cards that we got from Austin Scott over at Wapakoneta. He made those up a few years back, and we've still got some of that. A very young looking Pierce Henry. They're pretty cute.
He's driving one of my favorites in here, What Luck. Ernie Ayers handed over the training assignments to Ryan Stahl. He's been making some breaks.
Really?
And Ernie lives up in Sand Creek, Michigan, so it's a long ship to see your horse run. So I'll let Ryan give him a shot.
Okay. What size?
Were you at a fair yesterday, Matt?
I was at Salina yesterday. 8 races. Went by really fast, but they're all 8 really good races.
That's good. I heard weather was really good up there.
It was. It turned out to be pretty nice. The fairgrounds is absolutely trash. They have so much rain and water laying everywhere, and then people were getting stuck. You know, there's no parking really on gravel or anything. They just park in like open fields, and I mean, it just rutted up terrible. But it sounded like they did pretty good, like gate-wise attendance and handle for the racing and all
That's
that.
good.
So.
All right, I think you're all out. Let's get them together and line up the parade.
I think we've got a new announcer. Do we know this guy's name?
I do not. Susan might.
Something Schleybaugh, I believe.
Looks like we are getting ready to parade.
Old colt trot going for a purse of $4,637 and a blanket courtesy of Kurt's Ace Hardware. Number 1 is TC's Naughty Boy, owned by Jay and Louise Weller of Republic and Ashley Barnhart of Hoskins, Ohio, trained and driven by Jay Weller. Number 2 is Fast Break, owned, trained, and driven by Bob Rowland of Jackson, Michigan. Number 3 is Battle Chip, owned by Jeff Conger of Hudson, Ohio, and Knox Services Incorporated of Mount Vernon, Ohio, and Joshua Conger of Atlas, Oklahoma, trained and driven by Jeff Conger. Number 4 is What Luck, owned by Ernie Ayers of Sand Creek, Michigan, and Ellen Belmore, Sylvania, trained by Ernie Ayers, the driver, Pierce Henry. 4 is Smoking Anson, owned, trained, and driven by Ed Miller of Polk, Ohio. Number 6 is Where There's Smoke, owned by Heartland Acres of Walhonding, Rosie Weaver of Beach City, and Ella Rose Farm of Streetsboro, Ohio, trained by Rosie Weaver, the driver, Sam Widger. Ours will take 1 score and go to the gate. Mutual windows closing in 4 minutes. Hurry and don't be shut out.
Susan, do you have the name of the new announcer?
Cooper.
Cooper Schleybaugh?
Don't know his last name.
All right.
I did find out that he is an auctioneer.
Okay.
So that's where that commanding voice comes from, I guess.
Is he from up here, up north?
I think he's from Wasion.
Okay.
And that is the extent of my Cooper knowledge. That's it. We will find out more afterwards. But.
Sounds good.
So let's take a look at these colt trotters. TC's Naughty Boy, Jay Weller drives and trains and co-owns along with Louise Weller and Ashley Brainard. It's a Triumph and Caviar colt of a Dewey Cheatham and Howe mare. Winner on his last start, and that was at Mansfield in 2-5-1.
In the 2, Fast Break, driven and trained by Bob Rowland for owner Robert Rowland. Has had 6 starts this year, but has not hit the board yet. Had 2/3 last year, though.
Battle Chip from the 3 spot. Jeff Conger drives, trains, and co-owns along with Knox Services and Joshua Conger. A Ready for Money colt out of a Donato Hanover mare. Has had a lot of qualifiers. 5 qualifiers his last 5 starts. Before that, he hasn't raced since last year. Been making a lot of breaks, so we'll see how Battle Chip likes the Napoleon track.
What Luck in the 4 is driven by Pierce Henry for trainer Ryan Stahl and owner Ernest Ayers. Has 9 starts this year with 1 win in Bowling Green in 203 and 4. Has 2 seconds and a third as well.
Smokin' Anson and Edward Miller from the 5 hole, so the extreme outside. Edward is also the trainer and the owner. This is, of course, a Mr. Anson out of a giant hit mare, Paris Philly. 7 starts on the year, 2 wins. Most recent win was at Paynesville in 2-2. Also won by a neck at Hilliard in 2-12 and 4. But 2 starts back, raced at Northfield Park and was finished second, just back by a length, timed in 1:58.
In 6, Where There's Smoke, driven by Sam Ridger for trainer Rosie Reaver, has had 15 starts this year with 3 wins and 4 thirds. Lifetime making just over $70,000 with lifetime mark of 154 and 3 at Scioto Downs.
So that is your field for the second. The number 6 starts from the second tier. So we'll have 5 on the gate and 1 Sam Widger, and Where There's Smoke will trail. So let's turn it over to Cooper, our announcer, and they are behind the Webkenberg starting gate.
There they come. They're off and trotting. That's What Luck going out after the lead along with Smoke. Where There's Smoke. Dropping down to the rail third comes Fast Break. Off stride, now goes Smoking Anson. Moving up along the rail fourth, now is TC's Naughty Boy and the last horse Battle Chip. Making the turn now to head down the backside to race over to that quarter-mile mark. Pierce Henry has What Luck on top by about 2 lengths. Trotting in there second is Fast Break, driven by Bob Rowland. Third, it's TC's Naughty Boy, driven by Jay Weller. In there fourth is Smoking Anson, driven by Ed Miller. Fifth is Where There's Smoke, driven by Sam Widger. The last horse Battle Chip, driven by Jeff Conger. First quarter trotted in 31 seconds as they race around that upper turn to come down past the stand for the first time. There is no change. That's still What Luck with the lead. Fast Break trots in there second. A little closer third is TC's Naughty Boy. In there fourth is Smoking Anson, but Smoking Anson goes off stride. Now moving up fourth is Where There's Smoke, the last horse Battle Chip. There is now, that's What Luck with the lead. Racing in there second is Fast Break. TC's Naughty Boy trots in there third. First half trotted in 1:02 as they round the turn now to head down the backside to race over to that 3/4 mile mark. The one to catch is What Luck. Fast Break trots in there second. Jay Weller's out and on the move with TC's Naughty Boy. He's now third and going after the leaders. Where There's Smoke is fourth. Fifth and off stride once again goes Smoking Anson, the last horse Battle Chip. Going toward that 3/4 mile mark. That's What Luck now by about 2 lengths. Trotting in up on the outside second is TC's Naughty Boy. At the rail third is Fast Break. The horse trotting fast on the outside fourth is Where There's Smoke. 3/4 in 1:32 and 2/5 as they race around that upper turn to head for pay dirt. That's What Luck with the lead. TC's Naughty Boy trots in there second and trying to come at him. Battling it out for third and fourth is Fast Break and Where There's Smoke as they race towards home. That's What Luck and TC's Naughty Boy. What Luck and TC's Naughty Boy. It's going to be What Luck, and here they all come. TC's Naughty Boy up for second. Up for third was Where There's Smoke. A mile in 2:01 and 4/5.
2:01 and 4, a nice back half, and even nicer last quarter. They came off the quarter in 32 and 2, a mile in 2:1 and 4. What Luck? Pierce Henry, Ryan Stahl. Said this is his first out of the Ryan Stahl barn. First start out of there. Had been with Ernie Ayers, but Ernie decided to turn over the training duties to Ryan Stahl.
He was the OFRC 2-year-old colt trotting champion last year. Possibly runner-up, but I'm pretty sure he's a champion. He won, like 8 or 9 races last year?
Well, he was 11 out of 12 first and seconds.
Yeah.
He had 5 wins and 6 seconds.
Pretty nice 2-year-old.
Wow.
And he came back and he was making a bunch of breaks.
Yeah.
stayed flat a couple starts and raced good. Then at Attica, it looked like he was going to win and made a break, and then next thing I saw, he was in the Ryan Stall barn. So Ernie maybe had enough of that.
You know, sometimes you just need to move him. He still has enough faith in him, and it doesn't sound like he's going to sell him.
No,
He's
I would
just
love to have
moving
his
him
horse
over.
if he does.
Yeah.
Ernie, if you're listening,
Absolutely.
let me know.
Yeah.
We got lots of people going over to the winner's circle. What luck in Pierce Henry. As we mentioned before, we've got some Pierce Henry trading cards that Austin Scott made a few years back, and they're pretty nice. Is that what she wants? Yeah. I'm digging. I know I got them in here. I know I got a whole pile of Pierces.
And now moving down the track.
Winner's circle where the winners go. Coming in from Sand Creek, Michigan and Sylvania, Ohio comes number 4, What Luck. Owned by Ernie Ayers and Ellen Balmore. Trained by Ryan Stahl and driven to victory this evening by Pierce Henry.
Use those for blackmail at Christmas time or
Oh,
something.
for sure.
And we've got some Jeff Nysongers, and we've got Hank Levan, Cam McCowan, Ed Greeno Jr., Ronnie Gillespie, and Justin Belanger. So we've got a few.
There's Ellen Balmore and What Luck, and Kurt's Ace Hardware, the donors of the blanket.
Here's your official
Placings for race 2 from the top. Number 1, TC's Naughty Boy was 2nd. Number 2, Fast Break was 4th. Number 3, Battle Chip was 6th. Number 4, What Luck was the winner. Number 5, Smoking Anson was 5th. And number 6, Where There's Smoke was 3rd. Time of the first quarter was 31 seconds. The half was in 1:02. The 3/4 in 1:32 and 2/5, with a mile in 2:01 and 4/5. From the top, it should read 2:46, 1:53 on the bottom, a mile in 2:01 and 4/5.
I think we have to give the most patient driver trainer award so far to Jeff Conger. He's had that battle chip, and he's been he had 3 starts last year. He did have a second place finish last year, made $1,900, but he has just been doing nothing but running this year. Was in 5 different qualifiers at Northfield Park, and then he brought him here to Napoleon. Figured maybe the fair track might help him a little bit, but this colt still likes to run. So kudos to you, Jeff. He probably sees something in this horse. You know, you can't always know what's going on just by the lines.
Yeah.
He must see something in him. He must show him something at some point that he's worth keeping on going with.
Was a $34,000
That's right.
colt at the Buckeye Classic.
Yeah. Yeah, you wanna see if you can get some of that
Yeah.
back. That's for sure. So 2 races in the books. We got the next one coming up is the first of 2 divisions of the 2-year-old Colt Pacers. 6 in it, and we'll talk about them all when we come back.
Hickory Lane Farm is proud to have bred or produced 3 Dan Patch champions over the last 3 years. Located in Findlay, Ohio, Hickory Lane Farm bred and sold world champion It's Academic. We also co-bred and sold sophomore Breeders' Crown winner Yo Tilly. Our stallion, In Range, set new sales records at the 2025 jug sale and is the sire of Set Your Sights High, who was last season's Dan Patch 2-year-old trotting filly. Find your next champion at the Hickory Lane Farm. Consignment.
When you need supplies for your horse, one name stands out: Big D's. Since 1976, Big D's Tack and Vet Supply has been the equine experts you can trust. Whatever your horse needs is available at Big D's Tack and Vet Supply. Order online at BigD'sWeb.com. Use code FAIR26 and receive $10 off your next order. Big D's Tack and Vet Supply.
Own a little and love it a lot. TheStable.ca is an award-winning fractional ownership operation. Buy as little as 1% of a racehorse and experience 100% of the thrill. TheStable.ca makes ownership easy, accessible, and affordable. Communication and customer service are at the heart of everything we do. Get started at TheStable.ca.
Going back to race 2, the time was 2:01 and 4, and for the track record for the 3-year-old colt trot we have is 2:03. So we might have a new record unless that was beaten in the past 5-6 years, because that was in 2020 and it just didn't get recorded. But who held that was Time Storm for trainer Kent Hess and driver John Moody.
Yeah, we're not 100% sure if we've got the right ones. We'll have to check with Bill Peters afterwards, because he's always got those up to date. So not too many fairs keep all divisional records. You know, they keep the overall trot, the overall pace record, but not too many of the each division. So this is nice, and I think that's due to Bill Peters. He keeps all that information. Bill called me this morning and said, can you look in your 1963 yearbook for me? He wanted me to look up something for him in the He says, I don't know what happened to my 1963 yearbook. I must have gave it to somebody and they never gave it back. So luckily back in our office at the OHHA offices, we've got a lot of yearbooks. Not a complete set, but we've got a lot of them. And so I was able to look up what he wanted to know.
Harper driving number 1, Teeter Price. Be the representative of Elks Lodge number 929. Trackside after this next race for the trophy presentation. And this next race, Cindy Castleday will be breeding the horse's post with Joe the Mule.
We had a beautiful team of I think they were Percherons, that paraded. They had the flag on their wagon and paraded in front of the grandstand before the first race. That was really pretty. Sam and I were watching. There was a racehorse going by and the Percherons going by, and we thought, who's going to flinch first? But neither one.
Yeah.
Neither one even looked. And of course, we know that was a young horse training the mile, so obviously doesn't bother. That's what we always say about Standardbreds, that if they can go to the fair and they can see all the stuff that they see, they make wonderful after racing horses.
That is correct. There's not much surrounding the track here, just campers, no rides or anything. So that's a plus for the young horses.
They must be all in the back. Walking over here, a tremendous amount of food.
Yeah.
I think there's just about anything that you could ask for here at the Napoleon Fair.
They had creamy Italian ice that really caught my eye.
Oh, that does sound good.
Yeah.
Creamy Italian. Got a couple of racehorse barns here, and then they also put up a couple of tents, so there's plenty of space for all 66 horses that came here. Who is our starter? It's the Webkenberg starting gate just going by, but I could not tell who was our actual starter back there. Mike Webkenberg and the Webkenberg starting gate, the sponsor of our passport program. And we appreciate him doing that. Going all over the country with all his gates. Last night when I was pulling into Salina, I saw he had a truck, but he had a trailer hitched to the truck that was pulling a car starting gate.
Oh.
I said, that must have been kind of odd going down the road and people look at that. it's bad enough you don't know what one of them is, but why is there two of them?
Yeah.
All right, you're all out. Let's get them together and line up the parade.
Someone asked what Napoleon is by. What would you say? What town?
I mean, as in Bonaparte, or as
I mean,
oh, geez, I don't know. Where is
if
this?
you keep going down 24, you eventually hit. I don't know.
Yeah, this is more your area, Matt.
I'm drawing a blank.
Well, you could throw a ball to Michigan, right?
Liberty Center. I mean, that's. We're only like a half hour from Toledo, basically.
Oh, okay. We went through Ottawa.
Oh, yeah.
That was about
So-
30 minutes.
Yeah,
south.
southish.
Courtesy of Elks Lodge 929. Number 1 is Teeter Crush, owned by Patrick Sweeney of Delaware and Thomas Easterman of West Mansfield, Ohio, and Myron Beachy of Sugar Creek, Ohio, trained by Mike Sweeney, the driver, Curtis Harper. Number 2 is Deep Eddy, owned by Hagerman Racing of Mount Vernon, Ohio, and Daniel Schrock of Millersburg, Ohio, trained by Herman Hagerman, the driver, Emmanuel Miller. Number 3 is Fear and Fridays, owned by Jonathan Henry of Marysville, Ohio, trained by Joe Paver, the driver, Braden Rhodes. Number 4 is Yankee Doodle Mo, owned by Kenneth Trimble of Houston, Texas, trained and driven by Derek Flowers. Number 5 is Believe in Mickey, owned by Jerry Migel of Westland, Michigan, trained by Steve Novak, the driver, Mark St. Louis Jr. And number 6 is Rockin' Fearless, owned by Suzanne Bates of Gibsonburg, Ohio, trained by Ty Bates, the driver, Pierce Henry. Horses will take one score and go to the gate. Mutual windows closing in 4 minutes.
We said this is the first of 2 divisions of the 2-year-old Colt Pacers. This race is going to go for $7,575. Total purse for the 2-year-old Colt Pacers, $15,150. Teeter Crush and Curtis Harper from the rail for Mike Sweeney, Pat Sweeney, Thomas Eastman, and Marion Beachy, who also was the co-breeder of this Western Vintage Colts. Out of an Art Major mare, Candy Floss. 7 starts on the year, has not hit the winner's circle yet, does have a second place finish at Bowling Green, and 5 thirds as individually timed in 2-3 and 3 and 2-3 and 4, finishing 3rd and 4th at Marysville and Bellefontaine.
In the 2, Deep Edie, driven by Emmanuel Miller for trainer Herman Hagerman, has 6 starts this year with 2 seconds and 2 thirds. The seconds were at Mount Vernon and Marion, and then also attempted the Buckeye Stallion Series for Northfield. Finished 8th though in 159.
Fear and Fridays, Braden Rhodes drives for Joe Paver and Jonathan Henry. This is a Fear the Dragon out of an Art Major mare, Juliana Grace. Winner of his last start out at Berea in 2-7-1. This was a $3,700 purchase at the Blooded Horse sale. It's already made $6,312.
In the 4, Yankee Doodle Mo for trainer Derek Flowers and driver. Has 6 starts this year with 1 win at Bowling Green and finishing 205 and 4. Has 2 seconds also at Attica and Bellefontaine.
I'm at 5, right?
Yes.
Kind of lost my place there, sorry.
It's too early in the card to do that.
I know, it is. Believe in Mickey and Mark St. Louis Jr. from the 5-hole for Steve Novak and Gerald Migel. Gerald is also the breeder. A Monty Mickey out of a Believe in Bruiser mare, Believe in Waco. 5 starts on the year, 1 second place finish. That was at Tiffin, and 2 thirds. Right, been pacing right around 2-3 to 2-5.
In the 6, driven by Pierce Henry, is Rockin' Fearless for trainer Tyler Bates. Has 8 starts this year with 3 wins, 2 of them being at Oak Harbor and Bellefontaine. Has 4 thirds as well. Has made $10,913 this year with a lifetime mark as a 2-year-old of 2 and 2 and 4.
Here they come. They're off and pacing. That's Deep Eddy going out after the lead along with Rockin' Fearless. Dropping in their 3rd, that's Fear and Fridays. Moving in their 4th is Teeter Crush. 5th is Rockin' Fearless, and the last horse, Believe in Mickey. Making the turn now to head down the backside to race over to that quarter-mile mark Emmanuel Miller has Deep Eddie on top. Pacing in there second is Fear and Fridays, driven by Braden Rhodes. Third is Yankee Doodle Mo, driven by Derek Flowers. Fourth is Teeter Crush, driven by Curtis Harper. Fifth, it is Rockin' Fearless, driven by Pierce Henry. The last horse, Believin' Mickey, driven by Mark St. Louis Jr. First quarter paced in 31 seconds as they race around that upper turn to come down past the stand for the first time. That's still Deep Eddie out there on the front end. Racing in their second is Fear and Fridays. Yankee Doodle Mo in their third. Fourth is Teeter Crush. Fifth is Rockin' Fearless, the last horse, Believin' Mickey. There's no change coming down to the half-mile mark. That's still Emmanuel Miller and Deep Eddie with the lead. Pacing in their second is Fear and Fridays. Racing third is Yankee Doodle Mo. First to move out of that four-hole comes Teeter Crush. At the rail, fifth is Rockin' Fearless, and on the outside, sixth is Believin' Mickey. First half paced in 102 and 3/5 as they round the turn. Now to head down the backside to race over to that 3/4 mile mark. They've got to catch Deep Eddie. Closes our second along the rail is Fear and Fridays. On the outside third is Teeter Crush. Buried at the rail with no racing room is Yankee Doodle Mo. On the end, along the rail fifth is Rockin' Fearless, the last horse, Believin' Mickey. Going toward that 3/4 mile mark. That's still Deep Eddie with the lead. Fear and Fridays second, and getting racing room is Yankee Doodle Mo. 3/4 in 1:33 as they race around that upper turn to head for pay dirt. That's still Deep Eddie with the lead. Fear and Friday still second. Racing third is Yankee Doodle Mo and trying to come on. Then it's a ways back to Rockin' Fearless, Believin' Mickey, and Teeter Crush as they race towards home. That's Deep Eddie and Fear and Fridays. But past the stands, it's going to be Deep Eddie, and here they all come. Fear and Fridays up for second. Up for third was Yankee Doodle Mo. A mile in 2:02 and 3/5.
2:02 and 3/5. Last half in a minute flat. Last quarter in 29 and 2. Deep Eddie and Emmanuel Miller for Herman Hagerman. Emmanuel Miller and Herman Hagerman have teamed up this summer, and they have just been a team to contend with, that is for sure. Emmanuel Miller was 52. That was his 53rd win at the fairs. And Herman Hagerman, that makes his 57th win. Track record for 2-year-old Colt Pacers was 2 minutes, or is 2 minutes and 3/5. So we didn't break that.
I remember when Manny first got to town and hooked up with Chris Beaver. I think he had like 15 seconds or something. You know, he just couldn't get a win. That was the first time I ever met him. I kind of gave him a hard time about, you know,
yeah,
you're going to get one of these things. Now that's all he does is win.
And where did he came up from Kentucky, didn't he?
He was out east. He worked for,
out east.
I can't remember, maybe Okies, Fonstead or somebody, or one of those big trot stables.
And now moving down the
Back into the winner's circle, where do the winners go? Coming in from Mount Vernon and Millersburg, Ohio, comes number 2, Deep Eddie, owned by Hagerman Racing and Daniel Schrock, trained by Herman Hagerman, and driven to victory this evening by Emmanuel Miller.
There's on Manny's face.
Always.
I can see it from here.
It's never lost on him. Yeah, I mean, he loves winning horse races.
For number 2, Deep Eddie, Hagerman Racing, and Daniel Schrock, and Emmanuel Miller, the driver. And to Elks Lodge 929, the donors of the blanket. For race 3 from the top. Number 1, Teeter Crush was 6th. Number 2, Deep Eddie was the winner. Number 3, Fear and Fridays was 2nd. Number 4, Yankee Doodle Mo was 3rd. Number 5, Believin' Mickey was 5th. And number 6, Rockin' Fearless was 4th. Time of the first quarter was 31 seconds. The half was in 1:02 and 3/5. The 3/4 in 1:33 with a mile in 2:02 and 3/5. From the top, it should read 6:12.354 on the bottom, a mile in 2:03 and 3/5.
So there are your results for race number 3. It is just a beautiful night here. Matt Richardson is entertaining the crowd in between races. Everybody's liking that. A lot of good-looking fair food coming up. Coming up in the stands, I would say. I've seen funnel cakes and pizzas and all sorts of stuff.
There's a, excuse me, Hamlin German Fest tent here where they have like bratwurst, but they also have some noodles that look fantastic. So
is that where you just getting takeout from?
I'm not sure what we got. Oh, no, that's a giant pretzel.
Oh.
Picked up here.
A giant pretzel. Next race up, the 4th, the 3-year-old filly trot. We've got some horses in here that are kind of, they're 7th, sitting 7th, 8th, and 9th in the fair championship points right now. And I know that it's too early to be thinking about that, but I know people are because they call the office every day and say, are the points updated? So the points are updated on the OHHA website through, I believe, through Sunday. So we'll be getting another import in the morning, and we'll get those in, so we should have everything up to date by tomorrow for you. But we'll take a look at the 7 horses in that 3-year-old filly trot right after this.
At Ohio State's Galbraith Equine Center, our veterinary champions are here for your champions 24/7, 365 days a year, providing advanced specialty care for sports horses from all stages and disciplines. Our expert team of boarded surgeons and sports medicine and rehabilitation specialists, together with veterinary cardiologists, internal medicine, and ophthalmologists, make our hospital your best resource for all sports horse performance issues. The Ohio State Veterinary Medical Center's Galbraith Equine Hospital. Call us today at 614-292-6661. It all begins with a dream. In Ohio's lush pastures, a foal is born with the heart of a champion. Through dedication, care, and generations of world-class breeding, that spark grows into raw power. Today, Ohio's Standardbred industry offers nearly $24 million in purses for Ohio breds, drawing the best and rewarding the brightest. Breed, buy, race, and win in Ohio.
We're back. We're digging a little deeper into the Manny Miller story. We're going to see what all we can find here.
Yep. We're going to...
the origins of Manny Miller.
Yeah.
He's such a nice guy. Like, if you ever get a chance to talk to him, I would highly encourage it. If any of you fans just walking around seeing his colors or whatever, he's just a super nice guy.
And a good driver.
Yeah.
Darn good driver.
Yeah.
I mean, he... Oh, she said absolutely. So Morgan Hagerman texted me and said, Manny got his start with them as he worked for us when he was still Amish.
So that would have been probably around the Mount Vernon area.
Probably, yeah. He got his first win for Hagerman's, and he's gotten a whole
cool.
lot more
I'd say.
for the Hagerman Racing Stable. Those guys do a great job. Yeah, they train up in Mount Vernon, that pretty fairgrounds up there.
Yep. I would definitely say that's Amish country. I mean, you're out in the hills down there.
Yeah. I mean, there's quite a few that you notice. Rosie Weaver's got quite a few Amish people working for her, and they know horses. That's for darn sure.
And they're hard workers.
So Manny got his first win at the West Virginia State Fair.
Oh, wow.
With the Hagermans.
You know what? I saw a video once. Herman used to do some kind of like under saddle type kind of racing down in West Virginia. I can't remember where I saw that. I hope Morgan's still listening to this.
Yeah.
When we did Freshman Focus with him, I Googled Herman Hagerman, and that popped up. It was interesting. I'll have to go back. That's been a few years ago, so that's why I don't really remember. Yeah.
Morgan, I know you got a lot of horses in, but you just come up here and we'll talk.
Jump on headset.
We'll put you on.
They're having a fantastic year. I can't remember if Lynn ranges in today or tomorrow, but I absolutely love that filly. She's one I would like to have and her 3-year-old year. I don't know if that's how Hagermans do it. I think a lot of these big stables that race a lot of young horses do, you know, maybe
Yeah.
even before the finals where they're really worth a lot.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, she is in today. She's in the 8th race today. She's sitting on 8 wins.
she is such a tough filly.
Yeah.
Rail might not be her best friend today, but we'll see. She does have a little bit of trouble, or she has in the past, right at the gate. But I mean, she gets into the first turn, she's pretty much golden from there.
And she certainly likes the top.
Yeah.
I mean, there is nothing but ones. Oh, she did have a 3rd place finish at Painesville. Just got beat at Painesville, but she likes the top and just stays right there.
I actually saw her when we were shooting Freshman Focus this year. I saw her out jogging, and I asked the guy jogging who that was.
Who was?
Yeah, it's Lynn Rain. I just had her neck bowed and kind of, you know, not necessarily pulling hard, but definitely
Strutting.
showing her authority out there.
Isn't it funny how you can just, you see a bunch of horses and you just see something and it catches your eye and you just want to
Just looks like a classy horse sometimes.
say, I want that horse. Got a lot of nice-looking horses out here tonight, that's for sure. We got a lot of campers back here, too. Holy mackerel.
Yeah, there's a huge party going on back there. There's a bunch of smoke coming up from it. I came back from the last commercial break. I had it on them. Yeah, there's a ton of people over there barbecuing and watching the races.
Looks like there's 2 barns for the harness races, and then 2 tents.
I believe.
Do you know if anyone's stables here all
Gary
year?
Gillen, yep.
Okay.
Gary Gillen. I'm not sure who else. He's had a lot of nice horses over the years. He tragically just lost his wife, Audrey Gillen, back in March. I always enjoyed coming to this fair and talking to them.
All right, you're all out. Let's get them together and line up the parade. They're all kind of strung out. Get them together in the far turn and line up the parade.
Trying to get the parade lined up for the 3-year-old filly trot. The purse for this race is $6,939. Total purse is $13,878.
For race 4, this is a 3-year-old filly trot going for a purse of $6,939 and a blanket courtesy of Rita Sandholtz Tax Prep. Number 1 is Flirtin' Tommy, owned by Jay Burkholder of Apple Creek, Ohio, and Joseph Burkholder of Holmesville, Ohio, trained by Herman Hagerman, the driver, Emmanuel Miller. Number 2 is Rose Run Bridget, owned by Anthony Miller of Dundee, Ohio, and Hagerman Racing of Mount Vernon, Ohio, trained by Herman Hagerman, the driver, Braden Rhodes. Number 3 is Smokin' Begonia, owned by Cheryl and Marin Hayes of Blissfield, Michigan, trained by Cheryl Hayes, the driver, Eric Haynes. Number 4 is Range the Wish, owned by Jacob Rodel of Edgewood, Illinois, trained by Leslie Joyce, the driver, Clifton Bell. Number 5 is Princess Caroline, owned by Heartland Acres of Walhonding, Ohio, and Rosie Weaver of Beach City, Ohio, trained by Rosie Weaver, the driver, Sam Widger. Number 6 is Always Princess, owned by Stahl Racing of Republic and Watson Harness Racing of Tiffin, and Kay Stuckey of Tiffin, and William Hart of Carmel, Maine, trained by Ryan Stahl, the driver, Logan Ebersol. And number 7 is My Secret Money, owned by Patrick Sweeney of Delaware, Ohio, and Lemur Racing of Rockwood, Michigan, trained by Mike Sweeney, the driver, Curtis Harper. Horse will take 1 score and go to the gate. Mutual windows closing in 4 minutes.
So from the rail, we have Flirtin' Tommy and Emmanuel Miller for Herman Hagerman, Jay Burkholder and Joseph Burkholder, the owners. A long Tom out of a Muscle Massive mare, Flirtin' Flair, 15 for 17 first, seconds, or thirds this year, has already earned $46,000. Has a mark of 155 and 2 at Scioto Downs. earlier or last week at Mansfield won in 2, 4, and 3. Had back-to-back wins at Mount Vernon, Carrollton, and Scioto in the Buckeye Stallion Series.
In the 2, another one for Herman Hagerman is Rose Run Bridget, driven by Braden Rhodes. Has 17 starts this year with 3 wins, 5 seconds, and 2/3, making just over $26,000 this year. Has a lifetime mark of 2:01 and 2 as a 2-year-old at Scioto Downs, and the last start out at Attica had a win in 2:06 and 3.
Smokin' Begonia and Eric Haynes from the 3-hole. Cheryl Haynes, the trainer. Cheryl and Marion, the owners and breeders. This is an enterprise filly out of a Master Levesque mare, Super V Begonia. Again, that Begonia, they name all of their homebreds Begonia something or something Begonia. Smokin' Begonia has a couple of second-place finishes, had raced in Michigan at their fair track.
In the 4, Range the Rish, driven by Clifton Bell for trainer Louise Joyce, has 16 starts this year with 1 win at Scioto Downs and a non-winners of 1, 3 seconds, and 4/3 this year. Lifetime has made $81,000 with a lifetime mark of 156 and 3 at Scioto Downs.
Princess Caroline from the outside, the 5-hole. Sam Widger drives for Rosie Weaver, Heartland Acres. A creatine filly out of a credit winner mare, Social Success, was a $40,000 purchase at the Lexington Select Sale, but Lifetime has already made a little over $90,000. Coming off of back-to-back wins at Berea and Northfield. Northfield was the Summit County Fair races that were held at Northfield. Won there in 157 and 4.
In the 6, driven by Logan Ebersole, is Always Princess for trainer Ryan Stahl. Is an in-range filly, has 9 starts, 2 wins, 1 second, and 3/3 this year. Lifetime making $30,000 with a lifetime start of 157 and 4 at Scioto Downs.
And in the 7-hole, My Secret Money, Curtis Harper up for Mike Sweeney, Pat Sweeney, and Lemmer Racing. A Ready for Money out of a Muscles Yankee mare. 1 win on the year, that was at Bellefontaine in 2, 5, and 1.
They're off and trotting. It's Flirtin' Tommy going out after the lead along with Princess Caroline. Dropping in their 3rd is Rose Run Bridget. Racing in their 4th is Always Princess. 5th is Smokin' Begonia. Racing on the outside 6th is Range the Wish. And the last horse, My Secret Money. Going toward that quarter-mile mark, that is Emmanuel Miller and Flirtin' Tommy on top. Trotting in their 2nd is Princess Caroline, driven by Sam Widger. Racing in their 3rd is Rose Run Bridget, driven by Braden Rhodes. Racing in their 4th is Always Princess, driven by Logan Ebersole. 5th, that is first quarter, trotted in 30 seconds. 5th is Smokin' Begonia, driven by Eric Haynes. 6th is My Secret Money, driven by Curtis Harper. The last horse, Range the Wish, driven by Clifton Bell. Making the turn now to come down past the half-mile mark. That's still Flirtin' Tommy with the lead. Princess Caroline trots in their 2nd. Racing in their 3rd is Rose Run Bridget. Racing in their 4th is Always Princess. There's no change coming down past the half-mile mark. That's still Emmanuel Miller and Flirtin' Tommy with the lead. In their 2nd is Princess Caroline. Racing 3rd is Rose Run Bridget. Trotting in their 4th is Always Princess. On the outside 5th is My Secret Money. Along the rail 6th is Smokin' Begonia, and the last horse, Range the Wish. First half trotted in 1 minute and 2/5 as they round the turn now to head down the backside. That's Flirtin' Tommy along the rail, but Sam Widger's on the move on the outside with Princess Caroline. Racing 3rd is Rose Run Bridget. Trying to move up 4th is Always Princess. Trying to hold on 5th along the rail is My Secret Money. On the outside 6th and now 5th, and going after the leaders is Range the Wish. 3 quarters in 1:30 and 4/5 as they race around that upper turn to head for pay dirt. That's Flirtin' Tommy with the lead, but Rose Run Bridget's begging for racing room as they turn towards home. That's Flirtin' Tommy, and Rose Run Bridget gets racing room, but she goes off stride as they race towards home. That's now Flirtin' Tommy and Always Princess. Flirtin' Tommy and Always Princess. It's going to be Flirtin' Tommy, and here they all come. Always Princess up for 2nd. Up for 3rd was Princess Caroline. A mile in 2 minutes.
2 minutes flat. See,
That is a. Oh,
that is.
That's a new track record.
All right. Flirtin' Tommy definitely deserves that new track record. This filly has just been racing so good. Was 9 for 15 last year, and now she is 16 for 18 this year on the board. Over about $63,000 in earnings. Sitting 7th in the Fair Championship points. I am sure we will see Flirtin' Tommy in those Fair Championship races.
who's the other ones out of this race that you said was sitting?
Rose Run Bridget sitting 8th and Princess Caroline 9th.
16 for 18 in the money and only sitting 7th.
Yes.
That's crazy.
Yes. This should help. This will help move up a little bit, but there are so many races. That's the part. There's so many moving parts. Morgan Hagerman said Manny is from Mount Eaton. And she can't come on air with us because she was in the barn. She was qualifying horses today. And yes, they showed Saddlebreds under saddle for years.
That's what
she
I
even
saw,
gave us a YouTube link.
Sweet. Yeah, that's exactly where I saw it. Yeah.
And you cannot
really
have
cool.
you cannot have Lynn Range because she has a home for them for life. We're going to breed her when she's done. So.
All right. Well, keep me in mind when she goes to have some babies.
Yeah.
Gainesville, Ohio, comes number 1, Flirtin' Tommy, owned by Jay Burkholder and Joseph Burkholder, trained by Herman Hagerman, the driver Emmanuel Miller. And Flirtin' Tommy has just trotted to a new track record of 2 minutes. That old track record was set in 2018 by Simply a Mission in a time of 2 minutes and 3/5. Let's give a big hand here for number 1, Flirtin' Tommy, Herman Hagerman, the trainer, and Emmanuel Miller, the driver. And let's give them a big hand for setting that new track record. Two straight in the Buckeye State for Flirtin' Tommy. Here's your official placings for race 4 from the top. Number 1, Flirtin' Tommy was the winner. Number 2, Rose Run Bridget was 5th. Number 3, Smokin' Begonia was 7th. Number 4, Range the Wish was 4th. Number 5, Princess Caroline was 3rd. Number 6, Always Princess was 2nd. And number 7, My Secret Money was 6th. Time of the first quarter was 30 seconds. The half was in 1 minute and 2/5. The 3/4 in 1:30 and 4/5 with a mile in 2 minutes. From the top, it should read 1:57, 4:32, 6 on the bottom, a mile in 2 minutes.
So with Hagerman's 2 3-year-old filly trotters, Flirtin' Tommy and Lynn Range, they've had 14 wins. I mean, that's a whole stable's worth, and they've got it with just those 2 fillies, both 3-year-old filly trotters. It'll be interesting to see those 2 against each other. I'm sure that they'll draw in against each other at some point.
I got to say hi to Corey McNeil watching from Nova Scotia.
Oh, wow.
That's where my people are from, Corey. Truro. My dad's side of the family, he actually grew up at Truro Raceway, so welcome to the show.
Yeah.
And hello, Doug Despoy. I'm up in Michigan.
It's weird that I can get texts, but I cannot get on the internet. You know, I can't get the YouTube.
That's weird.
It is strange.
For the first time, Verizon's actually doing decent.
He's doing good for you.
Yeah, I always lose service everywhere.
So that is 4 in the books. Race 5 coming up. 2-year-old filly Pacers. There are 3 divisions of those fillies going for $4,870. 6 in it. So we'll be right back.
The Ohio Harness Racing Passport is back. Sponsored by Webkenberg Starting Gates, the Passport takes you across Ohio's county fair circuit and now includes marquee events like Ohio Super Night. It's free and open to fans of all ages. Get your Passport from the OHHA broadcast team and collect your stamps. Earn prizes all season long with more ways to win. Compete for the grand prize. Experience Ohio through harness racing.
Are we back?
We're back.
Just trying to keep up. Manny and Herman winning 2 each tonight. That moves Emmanuel Miller up to 54 wins at the fairs, and Herman Hagerman up to 58 wins. So it's going to be a tight, it's going to go right down to the wire, I have a feeling, between Hank and Jeff Neisonger and now Manny Miller for the lead in drivers. Hank Levan, Herman Hagerman, and Rosie Weaver, and Jeff Neisonger. And Todd Luther's not far behind either, so he brought a boatload of horses the other day, and I think he'll be bringing a lot to Greenville.
Okay.
As they do like to race. Greg Luther always says he really likes to race at Greenville. That was where his grandfather first got them into the business, so everybody has those stories like that too, of some family member that race. You grew up in the harness racing industry.
Yep.
Your dad raced horses.
Yep. My grandpa started it, and then my dad was a driver for a little bit, and he still does every now and then also trainer. And then my uncle was involved as well.
And you breed some horses. Your family has a broodmare or two.
Yep. So Jimmy's Queen, we've gotten, I want to say about 5 out of her, and then we got a mare out of her, King by Mistake, and then we have 2 out of her.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
So you're keeping the family.
Yep.
You're going to have to get rid of some of the other animals so you got more room for horses.
That's all Mom's thing. We have a yearling that we're going to be breaking here soon, me and Dad. Gotta get him.
That's always
Broken
fun.
Everything, yep.
Let's look forward to that. We're coming up pretty soon. We're going to have some of the yearling sales. I think it's just next week. Next Wednesday, the 26th, I believe, is the Blooded Horse Sale. That's the first yearling sale in Ohio. And then, of course, we've got the Ohio Select, the Jug Sale, and another Blooded Horse Sale in November, usually, after the Harrisburg is done. So lots of places to get horses, that's for sure, a lot of horses. Greg Luther announced that he's starting up a new sale. That won't be until 2027. But I also heard that there might even be another one. So we could have, 5, 6 sales, yearling sales in Ohio, because we have a lot of horses here. I mean, we're the #1 producer of Standardbreds in the nation. We breed more mares than anybody else. So I think we do what we call imports into our database. So I imported all of the 2-year-old Ohio sired horses, and I think I put in 2,300 or something like that. That would be yearlings this year in 26, ready to race in 27. Looks like they're having a hat contest.
Even the little one has a hat that's bigger than him.
Oh, gosh.
I had them on the screen for a while. I was trying to figure out. Yeah, everybody brought their derby hats.
Yeah, it's kind of like that.
Yeah.
Even Dad, he has a derby hat. Lots of stuff coming up pretty soon. Next, not this weekend, but the next weekend, we're going to have a charity night at Scioto Downs, where we have 10 different charities come and enjoy a night at the races. These are usually people who have never been to the races before, and we team them up with horses, pair them up with 10 horses in a race, so each charity has their own horse. And then as they race and as they finish, that depends on how much the charity gets. Winning charity gets $10,000, and this is absolutely life-changing for some of them. So let's turn it up to the announcer for the post-parade of the 5th.
Blanket given in memory of Audrey Gillen. Number 1 is Heart of the Beach, owned by Stormhaven LLC of Louisville, Ohio, trained by Herman Hagerman, the driver, Emmanuel Miller. Number 2 is Jewel Fame, owned by Wessica Thotter of Tiffin, Ohio, trained and driven by Ed Conrad. Number 3 is Taylor's Third Round, owned by Tommy and Andrea Householder of Delaware, Ohio, trained by Robbie Brooks, the driver, Pierce Henry. Number 4 is Black Bikini, owned by Kathy Todd of Waukegan, Ohio, trained by Kim Pluta, the driver, Clifton Bell. Number 5 is Bourbon with Fire, owned by Watson Harness Racing of Tiffin, Ohio, and Kay Stuckey of Tiffin, and William Hart of Carmel, Maine, and Jay Donnelly of Dublin, Ohio, trained by Ryan Stahl, the driver, Logan Ebersol. And number 6 is Miss Jubas, owned and trained by Brian Boring of Adrian, Michigan, the driver, Greg Bateson. Also take one score and go to the gate. Mutual windows closed.
Let's take a...
Kate Gilliland, the heart and driving force behind Gilliland Racing Stables, and the devoted wife of Gary Gilliland for more than 64 wonderful years. While Gary focused on the horses, Audrey was the steady presence behind the scenes. She was the stall cleaner, the groomer, the one who tacked up before a race, and the one who made sure everything and everyone was cared for. Whether in the barn, at the racetrack, or in the grandstand, Audrey could always be found lending a helping hand, offering a kind word, and greeting others with a warm smile that became her trademark. Audrey was more than a supporter of the harness racing industry. She fully embraced the hard work, dedication, and commitment that came with raising and caring for standardbred racehorses. She took great pride in the horses she helped nurture and in the many accomplishments they achieved. Yet to Audrey, racing was never solely about winning races. It was about the people, the friendships, and the sense of community that made the sport feel like family. Over the years, Audrey formed countless friendships throughout the industry and treasured every memory made along the way. She believed that some of life's greatest lessons were learned in the barn: the value of hard work, the importance of perseverance, and the rewards of caring for something greater than yourself. The racetrack was a place where competition existed, but more importantly, it was where family traditions were built, lifelong friendships were forged, and unforgettable memories were made. Those who knew Audrey will remember her gentle spirit, unwavering faith, genuine kindness, and authentic nature. She had a remarkable ability to make everyone feel welcome. She never sought recognition or praise, yet her quiet strength and selfless heart left an impression on all who crossed her path. It would be difficult to find someone who ever heard Audrey speak unkindly of another person. She carried herself with grace, compassion, and a sincere love for others. As the horses make their way to the starting gate today, we pause to celebrate a life exceptionally well lived and a woman who made the world a brighter place through her kindness, humility, and love. Though she is deeply missed, her legacy lives on in her family, in the many lives she touched, and in the racing community she cherished for so many years. May this race serve as a fitting tribute to Audrey's enduring legacy and the countless memories she helped create. Her family is present tonight to present to the winner the trophy blanket. Forever remembered, forever loved, and forever a part of the racing community, she held close to her heart in loving memory of Audrey K. Gilliland.
What a wonderful tribute there for Audrey Gilliland from Bill Peters. We're going to turn it over to Cooper for the call of the race, the 5th, the 2-year-old filly Pacers.
Taylor's Third Round, Black Bikini, Bourbon with Fire, Miss Jubas in the second tier. Here they come. They're off and pacing the first horse away along the rail is Heart of the Beach, but now driving up on the outside is Black Bikini. Getting away in between horses, third is Taylor's third round. Racing fourth is Miss Jubas. On the outside, fifth is Jewel Fame, and the last horse, Bourbon with Fire. Making the turn to head down the backside to race over that quarter-mile mark, Clifton Bell has Black Bikini on top by 2.5 lengths. Pacing in there second is Heart of the Beach, driven by Emmanuel Miller. Racing in there third is Taylor's third round, driven by Pierce Henry. Fourth is Miss Jubas, driven by Greg Bateson. On the outside, fifth is Bourbon with Fire, driven by Logan Ebersol. The last horse, Jewel Fame, driven by Ed Conrad. First quarter paced in 30 4/5 as they race around that upper turn to come down past the stands for the first time. That's Clifton Bell and Black Bikini on top. Racing right there second is Heart of the Beach. Racing up on the outside third, now comes Bourbon with Fire. At the rail fourth is Miss Jubas, but Miss Jubas is out and on the move. At the rail fifth, that is Taylor's third round, the last horse, Jewel Fame. First half paced in 1 minute and 1/5 as they round the turn now to head down the backside to race over to that 3/4 mile mark. Now Bourbon with Fire takes over. Racing in there third is Black Bikini, but she got a little rough gated. Racing third, that is Miss Jubas. Moving up on the outside fourth now is Taylor's third round. At the rail fifth and fading is Heart of the Beach and the last horse, Jewel Fame. Going past that 3/4 mile mark, that's Bourbon with Fire with the lead. Black Bikini there second. Racing third is 3/4 in 1:30 4/5 as they pace around that upper turn to head for Pater. That's Bourbon with Fire along the rail with the lead, but Black Bikini's not done yet on the outside. Racing third is Miss Jubas as they turn towards home. That's Black Bikini now and Bourbon with Fire. Black Bikini and Bourbon with Fire past the stands. It's going to be Black Bikini, and here they all come. Looks like Bourbon with Fire held on for second. Up for third was Miss Jubas. 1 mile in 2 minutes. And that's a new track record for 2-year-old Philly Pace. And that's a new track record here of 2 minutes.
So we'll hear the announcement. I don't need this, right? Oh, okay. Where do I look?
We got Susan working the camera. This is kind of scary.
I know. He left me with the camera, but I'm not sure where to turn it. So we're going to try and get the winner's circle for you guys. But that's just going to be a big crowd in the grandstand for the Audrey Gillian.
Mm-hmm.
And now moving down the track into the winner's circle where the winners go. Coming in from Wasion, Ohio, comes number 4, Black Bikini. Owned by Kathy Todd, trained by Kim Pluta, and driven to victory this evening by Clifton Bell.
This is going to be a big winner's circle. I'm going to have to kind of zoom out a little bit, get everybody in there.
Let's give a big hand here for Kathy Todd, Black Bikini, and members of the Gillen family are in the winner's circle along with the OHHA and Bill Peters. Let's give everybody a big hand and a Black Bikini for pacing in a new track record.
That is.
Here's your official placings for race 5 from the top. Number 1, Heart of the Beach was 5th. Number 2, Jewel Fame was 6th. Number 3, Taylor's Third Round was 4th. Number 4, Black Bikini was the winner. Number 5, Bourbon with Fire was 2nd. And number 6, Miss Jubis was 3rd. Time of the first quarter was 30 4/5. The half was in 1:01. The 3 corners in 1:30 4/5 with a mile in 2 minutes. From the top it should read 5, 6, 4, 1, 2, 3 on the bottom, a mile in 2 minutes, a new track record here at the Henry County Fair.
Thanks for filling in there, Susan. I've known Gary and Audrey for a long time.
That's what I kind of figured. There was, to see you go down in the winner's circle had to be something special. Have a track record, too. That was kind of fitting.
Yeah. Yeah.
Black Bikini. That is 3rd win for this year. 6th lifetime start.
Pretty nice. Pretty nice. I'm going to tell you one thing, though, Matt. I don't want your job.
You look like a pro over there,
To be honest, sometimes I don't either, Susan.
It was just hard to see.
Yeah.
I was looking in the little
This is a
viewfinder.
real weird setup here. I mean, you know, so many poles in this grandstand.
Yes.
It's a cool grandstand, but it's not,
It is.
not conducive for what we're trying to do here.
Well, I know we've talked about it before, how sometimes you would try way up high, so we weren't in the sun, but then you've got pole.
Yeah, yeah, with the flags on here, I mean, it looks nice, but it's just you can't see anything.
Can't see, right. Oh. Okay, so that is 5 in the books. The 6th race coming up, the 3-year-old colt trot. We've got 6 in it. I have a feeling that Roger Houston is tuning in right about now to watch his Eckerd Hill Brady. But we'll be back right after these messages to talk about the horses in this 6th race.
When you need supplies for your horse, one name stands out: Big D's. Since 1976, Big D's Tack and Vet Supply has been the equine experts you can trust. Whatever your horse needs is available at Big D's Tack and Vet Supply. Order online at BigD'sWeb.com. Use code FAIR26 and receive $10 off your next order. Big D's Tack and Vet Supply.
Do you love horses and the outdoors? There are hundreds of immediate openings across Ohio for caretakers and grooms. Work with these beautiful animals every day. Health insurance, vision care, prescription benefits, and a retirement plan are available to those that qualify. Help care for these beautiful animals. Immediate openings across Ohio. For more information, visit OhioHorseJobs.com. That's OhioHorseJobs.com.
Have you heard about Bob? It's the Buckeye Owner Bonus, the Ohio Harness Horsemen's Association's new incentive program. The program is for people who purchase yearlings or retain their homebreds out of mares registered and eligible for the OHHA's Breeders' Award program at the upcoming 2026 sales. The total bonus will be 1/2 the amount designated for that year's Breeders' Award program. For more information about the Buckeye Owner Bonus, visit OHHA.com or call 614-221-3650.
We are back for the 6th race of the 3-year-old colt trot. Purse for $4,637. Got 6 horses in.
Susan currently trying to find out the name of our announcer this evening. Having a hard time hearing. He's standing right behind Matt Richardson. I had that same trouble when I was trying to set things up today. It gets a little loud sometimes. The crowd is entertained. Matt Richardson, the Iron Man of County Fair karaoke. Goes to a lot of places. It's got to be tough. Some of the places he goes, like Paulding and Marion, where they have like 20, 24 races, and he has a song for every one. It's crazy. He's got quite a library.
Yeah, it's been a mix of everything.
Oh, yeah. He does. He is sing anything from Patsy Cline to, I don't even know what else. I don't even, it's like it's all over the board.
Him?
Yep.
Yep. From the Star Spangled Banner to
Sang
Hoochie Coochie Woman.
Yeah, sang happy birthday to somebody yesterday at Salina.
Yes, he did. So people were asking about our new announcer, Cooper Staumbaum. Has relatives in the business. He has an uncle. I think he said Jim Staumbaum has some horses with Brian Brown. So maybe comes by this naturally. We're going to try and find out a little bit more about him after the races are done. So the next time we're on, we'll talk about him some more. I believe that he's 19 years old. But we'll find out a little bit more and get you some info because he can run. I see him running. But just nice to have somebody young in the business, that's for sure.
Speaking of young, want to talk about youth night? On Saturday, the 29th of August, we are hosting a youth night with Scioto Downs. We got horseshoe decorating, Backstretch Buddies sign up, youth membership sign up, and then Scioto Downs will be having a corgi race. And then, Susan, you were talking about them painting a white horse.
I understand that they are bringing in a white horse, and if you are a kid, I don't know, maybe they'll let adults do it too. You dip your hands in paint, and then you put your handprints on this horse, and pretty soon the horse is just covered in handprints. So that'll be kind of fun. I think they're having like a bounce house and food.
Are they having a petting zoo still?
Petting zoo. Food trucks are going to be there, so just a fun night. But the biggest thing is Willie Winnett is going to be there, our very own Willie Winnett. So it'll be nice to meet him. And Sam's going to have T-shirts for the Backstretch Buddies kids. If you
make sure you bring your youth membership or your Backstretch Buddies membership card, and you will get a free T-shirt.
It's just going to be really a fun night, I think. I hope the weather holds out. We had to cancel it the last time because the weather was bad, but I'm sure it'll be good, and it'll just be a great fun night. Meet other kids that are interested in the same stuff.
Hopefully we can get a good group and get a paddock tour in. That's my goal.
Yeah, and that's something very special because you're not usually allowed in the paddock until, 16?
Yep.
Until you're 16, you're not really supposed to be in there, but Sam will get you guys in, and what fun that would be. Parents can go along, parents, grandparents, aunts, uncles, they can come along for the paddock tour, but you'll see some stuff in there that you've never seen before. See how these horses get ready.
So come, we're having it from 5:30 to 9, so come in between there, stop by. I'm hoping to get a beginning group for the paddock tour and then an ending one, so that way we can separate it out. But we'll just see how many kids show up and see what we can do.
We're not 100% sure where we're going to be, but probably somewhere up on the second or up on the, I don't know what you would call that. It's like it's
kind of the
up a step from, or up a story from base on the track.
Yeah.
So you kind of walk up and we'll
where the program cells are.
Yeah.
$7 and a blanket courtesy of Grelton Elevator. Number 1 is Trottin' Marseille, owned by Bill Webb of Defiance, trained by Chris Beaver, the driver, Clifton Bell. Number 2 is Long Gone Tom, owned by the Z Stables, LLC of Jasper, Michigan, trained and driven by Greg Bateson. Number 3 is Buckeye Bairn, owned by Harold Lee Bowder of Delaware, Ohio, and Chris Page of Delaware, trained by Tim Grubb, the driver, Tyler Rush. Number 4 is Dublin Striker, owned by Anthony Miller of Dundee, Ohio, and Hagerman Racing in Mount Vernon, Ohio, trained by Herman Hagerman, the driver, Emmanuel Miller. Number 5 is Knickerschnoodle, owned by Jay and Louise Weller of Republic, trained and driven by Jay Weller. And number 6 is Eckert Hill Brady, owned by Rosie Weaver of Beach City, Ohio, and Roger Houston of Cannonsburg, Pennsylvania, and Barb Wilson of Hudson, Ohio, trained by Rosie Weaver, the driver, Sam Widger. Also take one score and go to the gate.
Okay, we'll take a look at these horses. Trotting Marseille, Clifton Bell up for Chris Beaver and William Webb. A Marseille out of a Pegasus Spur Mare. Trotting Brook had 14 starts as a 2-year-old with 1 win. That was at Oak Harbor in 2, 3, and 1. Has not hit the winner's circle yet. Has making a couple of breaks here and there. So let's see if Clifton can keep trotting Marseille trotting.
In the 2, Long Gone Tom, driven and trained by Greg Bateson, has had 5 starts this year with 1 win, 1 second, and 1 third. No starts from the prior year, and lifetime mark of 2:11 from Midland, Michigan. And had last start at Attica, got a second, and 2:06 and 1.
Buckeye Barron and Tyler Rush from the 3-hole for Timothy Grubb. Harold Bowder and Chris Page, the owners. A Long Tom out of a Tom Ridge mare, Franny's Ridge. 7 starts on the year, 3 wins. Had a win 2 starts back at Tiffin in 2, 1, and 4. The fastest win of the year was at Scioto Downs in a non-winners of 1 condition claimer in 1:58 flat.
And for Dublin Striker, driven by Manny Miller, for trainer Herman Hagerman, has 15 starts this year with 5 wins, 3 seconds, 2 wins back-to-back at Attica and Bowling Green. Let's hope for the 3rd.
One of my favorite names on the circuit, Nicker Schnoodle. Jay Weller drives and trains and co-owns along with Louise Weller. A What the Hill colt out of a Ken Workington mare, Tagalong Kendra. 12 starts on the year, has 4 seconds, was second last week at Mansfield, just back by 3 lengths in 2, 4, and 2.
In the 6, driven by Sam Widger, is Ecker Hill Brady for trainer Rosie Reaver. Has 12 starts this year with 2 wins, 5 seconds, and 1 third. Lifetime having 11 wins and making it just over $98,000 with lifetime mark of 156 and 3 at Scioto Downs.
I was going to do some figuring here. Eckerd Hill Brady's so close to going over $100,000 lifetime, and that's always a special milestone, I think. Nicker Schnoodle did not race as a 2-year-old, but has had those 12 starts this year. Dublin Striker is sitting 5th in the Ohio Fair Championship point standings right now. And as I said earlier, at some point tomorrow, the points will be updated again, and hopefully they will be through tonight at Troy and here.
Trailer Eckerd Hill Brady. Here they come. Trotting Marseille goes off stride. Here, off and trotting, that's Buckeye Baron going out after the lead along at Dublin Striker. Dropping in their 3rd comes Eckerd Hill Brady. Racing down at the rail 4th, that is Long Gone Tom. Racing in their 5th is Nicker Schnoodle, and the last horse trotting Marseille. Making the turn now to head down the backside to race over to that quarter-mile mark. Tyler Rush has Buckeye Baron on top. Trotting in their 2nd is Dublin Striker, driven by Emmanuel Miller. 3rd is Long Gone Tom, driven by Greg Bateson. 4th is Eckerd Hill Brady, driven by Sam Widger. 5th is Nicker Schnoodle, driven by Jay Weller. The last horse, trotting Marseille, driven by Clifton Bell. First quarter trotted in 30 2/5. As they race around that upper turn, we've got a new leader, and that's Dublin Striker. Trotting in their 2nd is Buckeye Baron. Long Gone Tom in their 3rd. Eckerd Hill Brady a little closer 4th. 5th and off stride is Nicker Schnoodle, and the last horse trotting Marseille. Coming down to the half-mile mark, that's still Dublin Striker with the lead. Trotting right there 2nd is Buckeye Baron. Long Gone Tom in their 3rd. Eckerd Hill Brady racing 4th. First half trotted in 1:01. As they round the turn now to head down the backside to race over to the 3/4 mile mark. That's Dublin Striker with the lead. Trotting in their 2nd is Buckeye Baron. Long Gone Tom trots in their 3rd. 4th is Eckerd Hill Brady. Trotting Marseille is 5th, and trailing is Nicker Schnoodle. Going to that 3/4 mile mark. Sam Widger's out and on the move now with Eckerd Hill Brady. That's still Dublin Striker with the lead. Buckeye Baron in their 2nd. Long Gone Tom gets a little bit of new life along the rail 3rd. On the outside 4th, Eckerd Hill Brady. 3/4 in 1:32 as they trot around that upper turn to head for Pater. That's Dublin Striker, and the earplugs come out. That's Dublin Striker along the rail. Buckeye Baron on the outside as they turn towards home. That's Dublin Striker, Buckeye Baron, and Long Gone Tom. Dublin Striker and Buckeye Baron. But past the stands, it's going to be Dublin Striker. And here they all come. Buckeye Baron up for 2nd. Up for 3rd is Long Gone Tom. a mile in 2:01 and 4/5. And that's a new track record here at the Henry County Fair. A new track record.
I think all that rain was a real nuisance for a lot of people, but it certainly seemed to help this track out.
Yeah. Well, you said the same thing last night at Salina, that all the rain that they had just firmed it up and seemed to make it faster. So another new track record. 2-1 and 4. Who held the track record before, Sam?
It was Time Storm for Kent Hess and driver John Moody. And now that one is tied with the one from the second race.
Oh, okay. So we got a tie for
Yep.
3-0 Colt Trotters. Somebody asked us about Pink Jammies. Do you know anything about where Pink Jammies is?
I don't know where she went. I know she went to be a broodmare.
Broodmare.
So I don't know if it'll be fast, but it'll be good looking. I'm sure.
Yeah.
She was such a good looking filly.
We will try to find out for you when next time one of us runs across track and talking to Rosie. Rosie's awfully busy back there, so I don't want to try and find her now. But and somebody else asked about the announcer, and that announcer is Cooper Staumbaum.
Go where the winners go. Coming in from Dundee, Ohio and Mount Vernon, Ohio, comes number 4, Dublin Striker. Owned by Anthony Miller and Hagerman Racing. Trained by Herman Hagerman, the driver Emmanuel Miller. And Dublin Striker has just trotted to a new track record of 2:01 and 4/5. The old track record was 2:02 and 1/5, set last year by Silverton.
Write that down.
Let's give a big hand here for number 4, Dublin Striker, and all concerned, and the Groton Elevator, the donors of the blanket. Here's your official placings for race 6 from the top. Number 1, Trottin Marseille was 6th. Number 2, Long Gone Tom was 3rd. Number 3, Buckeye Baron was 2nd. Number 4, Dublin Striker was the winner. Number 5, Knickerschnoodle was 5th. And number 6, Eckerd Hill Brady was 4th. Time in the first quarter was 30 and 2/5. The half was in 1:01. The 3/4 in 1:32 with a mile in 2:01 and 4/5. From the top it should read 6:32, 1:54 on the bottom, a mile in 2:01 and 4/5. And for Dublin Striker, that's 3 straight in the Buckeye State.
Another win for that duo of Hagerman-Miller. That's they're tough right now, really tough.
Is that 3rd for the night for both
Yes.
of them?
Yep, 3rd for the night. So the 7th race coming up is the 2-year-old Colt Pace, going for $7,575. We've got 7 in it, so we're going to have 2 trailers in this race. We'll be back to talk about them right after this.
The Ohio equine industry needs your help. I'm Scott Mogan, president of the Ohio Harness Horsemen's Association. With over 300,000 horses in Ohio, the economic impact of the equine industry in the state is over $2.8 billion. That means jobs that pump millions of dollars into the local economy and support thousands of families. For Ohio's equine industry to remain strong, we need to send a clear message to our legislators about the important role that the agricultural small businesses play in Ohio's economy. To do that, we need your help. PACER, the Political Action Committee for Equine Racing, helps support and inform on issues that could positively affect Ohio harness racing. Please consider a donation to PACER. To donate, visit our website at ohha.com or call 614-221-3650. Your donation will help keep harness racing strong in Ohio. Thank you for your support.
Hey
Hey kids, we invite you to join the Backstretch Buddies Club, a fun and free club for kids 12 and under who love horses and wants to be a part of harness racing in Ohio. Once you've signed up, you will be able to join Willie Winnett and exciting adventures and receive awesome surprises. Sign up today using the QR code.
We are back for the 7th race of the 2-year-old colt pace. Purse of $7,575.
I'm going to guess that they're going to have a big crowd at this fair tonight since it's such a wonderful night out. I don't know what
First
else
nice
is going
night in weeks, it seems like, at least a week.
Yeah, yeah. It has been some odd weather.
What day did this fair start, do you know?
I don't.
I don't.
I thank Jeannie Gerdeman for putting all this together. She's the speed superintendent up here, and she works really hard. And Jeannie, you worry about everything. You don't have to worry anymore. Everything's going absolutely great.
Hold on, don't jinx us now,
Yeah,
Susan.
that's true. I probably shouldn't have said that. I'm going to knock on these wooden bleachers.
Race 7, go ahead and bring them on out.
I'm sure that here at this fair, just like at every other fair, they've got the tractor pulls, truck pulls, demo derby, all that kind of fun stuff. They must have a driving horse show too, because we've been we saw the Percherons go in the beginning, and then we saw that. I think there was a mule,
That's
don't
what,
you?
Yep. That's what I was
Longest
thinking.
ears, you know. Sometimes you think Standardbreds have long ears, but boy, that mule had some. They must have been a foot tall. They were really big. But it was kind of cute that she came by the grandstand. Everybody clapped for her, so kind of fun. I wonder how old this grandstand is, because it's old. They do have what I would call the judges box up above us, but I don't think anybody uses that anymore. Some of the
Looks a little sketchy.
Yeah, it looks a little sketchy. So they do have this nice one in the middle that they can just move in here. It goes out, it's on skids, and it just moves in, and they can move it out. But yeah, I don't think I'd want to get up there. But what's funny is that the ladder's still there, and the ladder has new steps on it. So perhaps they do use it for something. I don't know. Well, let's see. Where is our photo finish?
Maybe he's up there.
Maybe he is up there. Oh, Larry, be careful up there. Nice place, Napoleon. It's just a really long ways up here.
I don't know how accurate my Google is, but it's saying that 1884 for the grandstand.
Wow.
But I'm not sure how accurate that is.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm sure they've done some repairs, but it's some really old wood. There's a lot of campers back there. As is at every Ohio fair. It just amazes me. I guess I should be getting over it because I've been here for 10 years, but I still am amazed every fair I go to, and there's a million campers on the back.
Val just said parking is scarce.
Is it?
It's at a premium. Yeah, she tried to park across the road there where all of the horse trucks and trailers are. There's usually, that's a big area over there. And there was nothing. She went up and down every row. And then there's extra parking at a church across the street before you get to this turn here, and there's like one spot there that she got
the last spot. Might not be able to get out of the mud. Oh, yeah. Oh, it's in the mud? Oh. That was a worrisome thing at Salina, too. Their whole parking lot was just a sea of mud.
I just couldn't believe when I pulled out of there last night even. There was 90% of it, I wouldn't take my car in it.
Right, right.
No, I wouldn't get out.
And yet the track was faster than heck.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a rough week for fairs. I feel so bad for Urbana and Croton that they didn't get to finish their races, and also, the kids probably couldn't show all sorts of things. As vendors that are trying to sell their lemon shake-ups and their bratwurst, they couldn't sell that, so it's just it kind of messes everybody up.
Oh, I never even thought about that. Yeah, they all have to pay quite a lot for those spots to be at the fair.
Yeah.
That's
and then, Urbana, they were 2 days without electricity or a day and a half.
Yeah, so they
couldn't
had to throw everything out. Anybody that was there.
For a purse of $7,575 and a blanket courtesy of Moose Lodge 788 of Napoleon. Number 1 is Lightning Dance, owned by Rosie Weaver of Beach City and David Jury of Bucyrus, trained by Rosie Weaver, the driver, Sam Widger. Number 2 is Paradise Breeze, owned by Kathy Todd of Wasion, Ohio, trained by Kim Pluta, the driver, Pierce Henry. Number 3 is Eagle Wings, owned by William Claybaugh of Upper Sandusky, Ohio, and Larry Claybaugh of Medina, trained by Larry Claybaugh, the driver, Braden Rhodes. Number 4 is Dreams of the Beach, owned by Dr. Jill Dennell of Wasion, Ohio, and Jim Ersham of Delta, Ohio, trained and driven by Jim Ersham. Number 5 is Coco Cruise, owned by Bill Webb of Defiance and the D&K Stables of Hicksville, trained by Bill Webb, the driver, Clifton Bell. Number 6 is Backshore, owned by Venier Racing, LLC of Pemberville, Ohio, John and Leanne Saunders of Castle Rock, Colorado, trained and driven by Dan Venier. And number 7 is Boys Will Be Boys, owned by Hagerman Racing of Mount Vernon, Ohio, trained by Herman Hagerman, the driver, Emmanuel Miller. Also take one long score and go to the gate.
So from the rail out, we've got Lightning Dance and Sam Widger for trainer Rosie Weaver, Rosie and David Jury, the owners. A Dancing Yankee out of a Better's Delight mare, Peanut Butter Shake. Another one of my favorite names, Peanut Butter Shake. 9 starts in the year, has not hit the winner's circle yet, but does have a couple of nice seconds and 5 third-place finishes. So getting checks, has already earned $7,124.
In the 2, Paradise Breeze, driven by Pierce Henry for Kim Pluta, is a Fear the Dragon colt with 7 starts this year, 2 wins at Tifton and Bellefontaine, and 2 seconds with lifetime mark of 2:01.
Eagle Wings make the driver Braden Rhodes for Larry Claybaugh, William Claybaugh, and Larry Claybaugh, the owners. A Monty Mickey out of a Sunshine Beach mare, Paris Rose. 6 starts on the year, 2 seconds, including a second just back by a neck at Berea last week in 2:7-1. Start before that at Northfield Park was timed in 58-4.
In the 4, Dreams of the Beach, driven and trained by James Ermsham, has 1 start lifetime at Northfield for the Summit County Fair, finishing 6 in 2:03-4.
Coco Cruz and Clifton Bell from the outside with trainer Bill Webb. Bill also owns this horse along with D&K Stables, who bred this well-said colt. They have a Yankee Cruiser mare, Cruisin' and Surfin'. 1 win on the year, that was back at Oak Harbor in 2-1-2.
In the 6, Backshore, driven and trained by Dan Verna, is a down by the seaside colt, has had 5 starts this year with 2 wins at Attica and Bowling Green with lifetime mark of 2:03-4/5.
Boys Will Be Boys. Emmanuel Miller drives for Herman Hagerman and Hagerman Racing. A Western Terror out of a Dragon Again mare. This Dragon rocks. No wins out of 8 starts this year, but does have 3 second-place finishes. Second last week at Mansfield in 2-3-4, and second at Mount Vernon home track in 2-4-4. Horses are headed to the Lepkenberg starting gate, so we're going to turn it over to Cooper Stombaum, our announcer.
Paradise Breeze. We have a recall. We have a recall here in race 7. Recall. Mutual windows are still open.
Not sure what happened there. Dan Venier's horse was on a break for a little while.
Was he?
Looks like Pierce is turning around and heading back pretty quick, but I didn't see anything dangling off anybody.
Nobody. So the official reasons for recall. A horse scores ahead of the gate. There's interference, broken equipment, malfunction of the starting gate, a horse falls before the word go is given, or a horse comes to the gate out of position. So those are the only reasons for a recall now. There used to be a lot more reasons, and they kind of nailed that down to just those.
Again tomorrow evening, post time 6
o'clock, featuring the first, featuring the Bud and Hal Luker Memorial Race. The Signature Series race this year renamed and going into the future will be known as the Bud and Hal.
Who is here tomorrow, Susan?
Doug Ballinger.
6-horse field there tomorrow night.
It'll be the Doug and Matt show tomorrow. Did anybody go back to the barn? Did you see? No.
Nope, not that I
Just
saw.
going to gather again. You notice, well, everybody's been wondering about our new announcer, and we do have a new announcer that he's been, Bill Peters has been his mentor for a while now, and Bill is kind of going to step back from announcing somewhat. It's nice to hear him still do some commentary in between, you know, to do that, but he's stepping back from the actual announcing of the races. So we got Cooper Stombaum, who's going to pinch hit.
We're betting a little bit tonight. There's been quite a bit of money in the win pools.
Has there?
On the tote board, yeah.
Oh, yeah, 310 on this one. That is. And you said that's only the win pool,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. So if they're betting that kind of money to win, there's probably quite a bit in the exotics.
Yeah.
Side of the first tier. 2 trailers, backshore, boys will be boys. Here they come. They're off and pacing. It's Paradise Breeze going out after the lead along with Lightning Dance. Moving up on the outside third. Now comes Coco Cruz. Racing down to the rail fourth is Eagle Wings. Racing fifth is Backshore. In their sixth is Boys Will Be Boys. And the last horse after getting rough gated is Dreams of the Beach. Going down the backside, Pierce Henry has Paradise Breeze at the lead. Racing in there second is Coco Cruz, driven by Clifton Bell. Racing third is Lightning Dance, driven by Sam Widger. In there fourth is Eagle Wings, driven by Braden Rhodes. Fifth is Backshore, driven by Dan Vinier. Racing sixth is Boys Will Be Boys, driven by Emmanuel Miller. The last horse, Dreams of the Beach, driven by Jim Ersham. First quarter paced in 29 seconds. As they race around the upper turn, they can now pass the stand for the first time. Horses are beginning to bunch up a little bit. That's Paradise Breeze bringing the horses down to the half. Sitting in the golden chair, second is Coco Cruz. Racing along the rail, third is Lightning Dance. On the outside, fourth is Backshore. Moving to the outside, fifth now comes Eagle Wings. First half paced in 59 1/5 as they round the turn now to head down the backside to race over to the 3/4 mile mark. The one to catch is Paradise Breeze. The closer second along the rail, buried with no racing room, is Coco Cruz. On the outside third, getting a long mile is Backshore. At the inside fourth is Lightning Dance. Second up and fifth over on the outside is Eagle Wings. Racing in there sixth is Boys Will Be Boys, and trailing is Dreams of the Beach. Going past that 3/4 mile mark, Backshore is still pouring it out of the outside. 3/4 in 1:30 as they pace around that upper turn to head for Patered. That's Paradise Breeze along the rail. Backshore's not done on the outside. Paradise Breeze along the rail. Backshore in there second. Racing third and trying to about is Coco Cruz. Moving up from the extreme, from far behind comes Boys Will Be Boys as they race towards home. That's Paradise Breeze and Backshore. Paradise Breeze and Backshore. It's going to be Paradise Breeze, and here they all come. Backshore up for second. Up for third was Boys Will Be Boys. 1 mile in 2 minutes and 1/5. And that's a new track record here at the Henry County Fair. The old track record is set in 2004 or 2024 was 2 minutes and 3/5. New track record.
Well, Susan, I'm a little worried about Tattler's Jets record tomorrow at this point.
I am too. This has been pretty awesome to have all these track records broken. Backshore went a heck of a mile. I mean, he was parked out for sure the last half. I'm not sure where he pulled here going to the half, but my gosh. And Boys Will Be Boys. he was sitting way back and come up to finish third. So first 3 horses raced very, very well. But Paradise Breeze sitting 13th in those fair championship points right now.
New lifetime mark for Paradise Breeze and 3rd win.
On the track, into the winner's circle where the winners go. Coming in from Wauseon, Ohio, comes number 2, Paradise Breeze. Owned by Kathy Todd, trained by Kim Pluta, and driven to victory by Pierce Henry.
Paradise Breeze back in that beautiful winner's circle that they just finished this year in someone's honor. We're not sure who that is, but
let's give a big hand here for Kathy Todd and the winners of race 7, Paradise Breeze and Pierce Henry. Here's your official placings for race 7 from the top. Number 1, Lightning Dance was 4th. Number 2, Paradise Breeze was the winner. Number 3, Eagle Wings was 5th. Number 4, Dreams of the Beach was 7th. Number 5, Coco Cruise was 6th. Number 6, Backshore was 2nd. And number 7, Boys Will Be Boys was 3rd. Time of the first quarter was 29 seconds. The half was in 59 1/5. The 3 quarters in 1:30 with a mile in 2 minutes and 1/5. From the top it should read 4:15. 7:623 on the bottom, a mile in 2 minutes and 1/5. That's a new track record.
so another new track record here at the Henry County Fair. The 8th race coming up, the 3-year-old filly Trotters, going for a purse of $6,939, and the filly that is leading the fair championship points right now has the rail, Lynn Range. So we'll talk about all 6 in this race when we come back.
Once a year, the greatest converge. 12 championship races, over $7 million on the line. History will be made. Legends will rise. In October 2026, Scioto Downs becomes the venue where speed meets destiny. The Breeders' Crown, harness racing's ultimate showdown. It all comes down to the Breeders' Crown.
Own a little and love it a lot. TheStable.ca is an award-winning fractional ownership operation. Buy as little as 1% of a racehorse and experience 100% of the thrill. TheStable.ca makes ownership easy, accessible, and affordable. Communication and customer service are at the heart of everything we do. Get started at TheStable.ca.
Who feeds your need for new ideas for your family's best farm future? Ohio Farm Bureau. We work with our members to shape ag policy that will positively impact our industry. Farm Bureau is advancing business solutions to give you a competitive advantage. We help you gather information to stay ahead of important topics and technologies. Plus, Ohio Farm Bureau creates opportunities for growth. Ohio Farm Bureau, feeding your need for new ideas.
A few years ago, Matt Richardson was singing this song, and I didn't quite understand it. I didn't quite get it. And I got an email the next day, and the subject in the email said, "You don't look so good naked anymore." And that was all the email said. Figured out that was the name of the song from the night before, so Matt Richardson is now singing "You Don't Look So Good Naked Anymore" again.
That's great.
Yeah, I was quite shocked when I opened up my email and saw that. Talking about the Breeders' Crown before, got 2 great weekends of Breeders' Crown action at Scioto Downs in October. First weekend will be the elimination, so you'll still get to see all the best horses and everything right there, seeing those eliminations. The second weekend will be the finals, and there's going to be a lot of other good races too, because there'll be 12 Breeders' Crown races, and then they'll have to fill in with, they're going to card a lot of opens and really good races. You can still get some tickets. I'm not 100% sure all what's available. You go to opentable.com, and that's how you can get your tickets. I do know that the clubhouse is sold out for the Saturday night, but they do have other facilities there, and you can come and watch them for free. You can come and you can sit in the grandstand. Those are going to be first come, first serve. So I would suggest that you get there early.
Yeah.
They are going to have heaters all over the place, so there's going to be under the clubhouse. There's going to be food service down there. There's going to be a beer tent in the last turn side of the grandstand, and then of course all the grandstand seats, and then the clubhouse. So lots of room. It's going to be a really exciting weekend, 2 weekends. So we hope that we can see a lot of you there. We are going to do some type of a show from there. I'm not sure. I don't think those have all been nailed down yet exactly what's going to happen. So it's just going to be a great weekend for Ohio. And before that, we've got the Ohio Super Night, September 12th. We've got the finals of the Ohio Sire Stakes coming up, and this is the 50th anniversary of the Sire Stakes. So it's going to be a special time. We're going to be giving out 50th anniversary T-shirts there that night, so get there early so you can grab yourself a T-shirt. You're going to have to answer really hard questions. Sam's been thinking of really hard questions about Sire Stakes. She's going to say, who won the 2-year-old colt pace in 1979? And who drove it? And who trained it? So if you answer those things, you can get a T-shirt. No, we'll help you out. Just going to be a couple of big nights to kind of end up the year here in racing in Ohio.
Pink Jammies is in folded down by the seaside. Did you see that? That's
really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Pretty.
Wow.
I'm looking forward to seeing that baby.
Ooh.
She was kind of an Ohio favorite, really.
Yeah.
Certainly on the fair circuit.
Yeah. She had issues.
Oh, she was miserable. Yeah.
I was being nice, you know. She had
yeah,
issues.
Yeah, she was tough to get along with.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's interesting. Down by the seaside, wow. I mean, the Down by the Seasides are so dominant.
Yeah.
And have been for a few years. What's funny is that now it doesn't seem that long ago that he just started standing, and now you see Down by the Seaside mares, that have produced and having babies in. So time flies. It absolutely does. Well, thank you, whoever.
Shout out to Amy Holler.
Amy said it? Oh,
yeah.
okay.
So they're pretty good authority. She keeps up on things pretty good.
We don't want to mess with Amy. We say yes, ma'am. Amy. Yes, ma'am. We all love Amy, that's for sure. I think all the horsemen. She takes care of everybody. If you're a horseman on the backstretch and you've got a problem, or I hate to tell Amy that we're sending you more people, but she'll help you out. She'll do whatever she can to help whatever issues that you have.
Filly Trot going for a purse of $6,939 and a blanket courtesy of Jack Collins Insurance Agency. Number 1 is Lynn Range, owned by Hagerman Racing of Mount Vernon, Ohio, and Lucinda Belcher of Winchester, Kentucky, and Martin Yoder of Mount Eden, Ohio, trained by Herman Hagerman, the driver Emmanuel Miller. Number 2 is Castle on the Hill, owned and trained by Jason Seymour of Adrian, Michigan, the driver Bob Rowland. Number 3 is Dublin's Delilah, owned by Anthony Miller of Dundee, Ohio, and Hagerman Racing of Mount Vernon, Ohio, trained by Herman Hagerman, the driver Braden Rhodes. Number 4 is Black Satin, owned by Jeff Conger of Hudson, Ohio, and Kiernan Shanahan of Los Atosas, California, and Josh Conger of Atlas, Oklahoma, trained and driven by Jeff Conger. Number 5 is Lindell, owned by Ryan Stahl of Republic and Watson Harness Racing of Tiffin, Ohio, and William Hart of Carmel, Maine, trained by Ryan Stahl, the driver Logan Ebersol. And number 6 is Cruisin' Daisy, owned by Debbie Farnington of Marysville, Ohio, trained and driven by Don Feister. Horse will take one score and go to the gate. Mutual windows closing in 2 minutes. Hurry and don't be shut out.
So from the rail, we have Lynn Range, who is first in the Ohio Fair Championship points right now for 3-year-old filly trotters. Manuel Miller drives, Herman Hagerman trains, Hagerman Racing, Lucinda Belcher and Martin Yoder, the owners. An in-range filly out of an Andover Hall mare, Lynn Slider. 15 starts on the year, 8 wins, 3 seconds, 1/3. Earnings of $43,759 this year, at a mark of 156-1 taken at Northfield Park. Her last win was at Attica in 2, 3, and 3.
In the 2, Castle on the Hill, driven by Bob Rowland for trainer and owner Jason Seymour, has had 7 starts this year with 2/3. Had the 2/3 at Big Rapids in Michigan and Midland, Michigan.
Another horse from the Herman Hagerman stable, Dublin's Delilah. Braden Rhodes will drive for Anthony Miller and Hagerman Racing. A Volstead filly out of a credit winner mare, Platonic Hanover. 14 starts on the year, 3 second-place finishes and 3/3. Has earned $13,000 plus. Has a qualifying mark of 157-1 at Scioto.
In the 4, Black Satin, driven and trained by Jeff Conger, has 9 starts this year with a win at Northfield Park and a non-winners of 1, finishing in 2 minutes and 3/5.
Lindell and Logan Ebersol from the outside, the 5-hole. Ryan Stahl trains and co-owns along with Watson Harness Racing and William Hart. A Marseille filly out of a credit winner mare, I Love Lindy. 10 starts on the year, 1 win. That was back at Northfield in the Buckeye Claiming Series in 159-3.
In the 6, Cruisin' Daisy, driven and trained by Don Feister, has 6 starts this year with 1 second and 3/3. Has had 3/3 back-to-back at Rapa, Marysville, and Libyan.
The starter has called the horses to the gate.
So I'm going to guess that Lynn Range may leave. What do you think?
If not, something's gone terribly wrong.
Yes. Yep. She likes the top, and from the rail, should have no trouble.
I hope I didn't put the jinx on her. Talking her up. She'll be fine.
Yeah, and you know what? A kind of horse that's like this, that's racing like this, you got to talk them up. She deserves it.
Yep.
They're off and trotting. That's Lindell going out after the lead along with Castle on the Hill. Dropping in there between horses. 3rd, now comes Dublin's Delilah. Dublin's Delilah now goes off stride. Making the turn now to head down the backside to race over that quarter-mile mark. Bob Rowland has Castle on the Hill on top. Trotting in there 2nd is Lindell, driven by Logan Ebersol. But Lindell goes off stride now. Now that's Castle on the Hill by about 8 lengths. Trotting in there 2nd now is Black Satin, driven by Jeff Conger. 3rd is Lynn Range, driven by Emmanuel Miller. 4th is Dublin's Delilah, driven by Braden Rhodes. 5th is Lindell, driven by Logan Ebersol. First quarter trotted in 32 seconds. As they race around that upper turn to come down past the stand for the first time. That's Castle on the Hill and Bob Rowland with the lead. Trotting in their 2nd and gaining with every stride is Lynn Range. Racing in their 3rd is Black Satin. 4th, that is Dublin's Delilah. Racing in their 5th, then comes Lindell and the last horse, Cruisin' Daisy. Coming down to the half-mile mark. That's still Castle on the Hill and Bob Rowland. He's got a snug hold of her. Trotting in there 2nd is Lynn Range. Racing 3rd is Dublin's Delilah. First half trotted in 103 as they round the turn. Now to head down the backside to race over to the 3/4 mile mark. That's Castle on the Hill with the lead, but now Lynn Range takes over on the outside. Dropping back second is Castle on the Hill. Now moving up on the outside comes Dublin's Delilah. Trotting in there fourth is Lindell. Fifth, that is Cruisin' Daisy. Race in the last horse is Black Satin. Going to that 3/4 mile mark. That's Lynn Range with the lead. In there second now comes Dublin's Delilah. Along the rail is Castle on the Hill trying to hold on. 3/4 in 134 as they trot around the upper turn to head for Pater. That's Lynn Range with the lead, but Dublin's Delilah is trying to get to her. Racing on the outside third is Lindell. Castle on the Hill fourth and trying to hold on as they turn towards home. That's Lynn Range and Dublin's Delilah on the outside. Lynn Range and Dublin's Delilah. Lynn Range and Dublin's Delilah. It's going to be Lynn Range, and here they all come. Dublin's Delilah up for second. Tight for third there between Black Satin and Lindell. A mile in 2:04 and 1/5.
She's a tough filly.
Wow. That was a show put on by Lynn Range. My gosh. I mean, Dublin's Delilah also made a break.
Yeah, both
at
of those.
some point, and both of them just raced super. But Lynn Range, how many lengths did she make up?
She was, I don't know, 15, 20 lengths off at the quarter at least.
Yeah.
And then by the time halfway around the second turn there, I mean, she was right on that leader's back.
Yeah.
And earplugs were never pulled.
Oh, did you see that?
Yep.
I didn't notice
Yeah.
that. Wow. Wow.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, and Manny just sitting there chilly.
Yeah.
Just not sure what happened there at the start. Quite an unusual.
She pretty much planted them. I mean, she was from a standstill making up that kind of ground.
We have a judge's inquiry here at the start in race 8. We have a judge's inquiry. Please hold all tickets. Hold all tickets.
So the judges are conferring up there. Hopefully they have a pretty good view, I think, from where they are to where that break behind the gate happened. I'm assuming that that's what they're talking about.
There was a trailer behind her.
Yes.
You know, so I don't know how interesting things got back there.
Yeah. Yeah, did they interfere? We will know shortly. Paul Combs, I believe, is our presiding judge. He's got a couple of associate judges. It looks like there's about 4 or 5 of them huddled together up there. So I always say that this is one of the hardest jobs that there is being a presiding judge at the county fair.
Yep.
Because you do not have that instant replay. You do not have all those different views that you have at a pari-mutuel track, and you had one shot to look at it. So
luckily, this infield's pretty open for the most part. Some of those fairs have infields that are pretty full and can't see.
Yep. Hey, somebody was talking to me a couple days ago about that they knew of a fair in Pennsylvania where the rides are in the infield, and I said, I got you one better. Said I knew of a fair in Wisconsin where the rides were in the infield and the judges went up on the Ferris wheel and sat at the top. They stopped it up at the top when the race was going, and then they let them back down. But that was the only way that they could see because the whole infield was covered in rides. So
that's insane.
I don't know if we get Paul Combs up in the Ferris wheel or not, but so nobody is coming back to the winner's circle too quick. You know, we talk about track records. I think the Trotton track record could be in jeopardy today with McMorris Hanover, Stony Ridge Top.
Yeah, that's going to be a good race.
Yeah.
There has been a disqualification. Bring
Number 3, Dublin's Delilah, back to the winner's circle. Bring number 3, Dublin's Delilah, back to the winner's circle.
So it looks like Lynn Range will be placed back. Dublin's Delilah, another Herman Hagerman trainee.
That's a shame. I mean,
yeah.
you know, I mean, if there's interference, there's interference. But after an effort like that, you know,
Yes.
It's just too bad it happened like that.
Doesn't take anything away from her performance,
No,
though.
no.
My gosh, it was a great performance by her.
And like you said, Dublin's Delilah earned every bit of that,
Yes.
too. I mean,
Yeah.
monster trip by that one.
Yeah. So Raymond, I hope you heard that about Pink Jammies. That Pink Jammies is now in full to down by the seaside. There she was all decked out in all that pink equipment.
Oh, you couldn't miss her. Yeah. Like jet black out there with
Yeah.
bright fluorescent pink everything. As we say that, Rosie Weaver goes by, and then
Yeah.
she doesn't have a, I don't think, poor-looking horse in her stable. I mean, every one of those things is just immaculate.
Yeah. When we were walking over here, Rosie was just pulling in, and how many was there? 6 in the
I think so, yeah.
6 in that trailer, and they were all sticking their heads out. And Sam said they're all pretty, and
All
they
our
were.
horses are.
The trotting track record is simply a mission in 2 minutes and 3/5. And boy, I think that this 9th race coming up, the Signature Series trot, that could be in jeopardy for sure.
Oh, here we go. I think we're coming back.
Coming
but
back?
We've got passengers on the sulky.
Oh.
They did. They got off before you got in view of the judges there.
That's good.
They do frown on that nowadays.
Yes.
That used to be how we did it, like Windsor Raceway. I mean, they'd slow down, you jump on,
Right.
and head to the winner's circle.
Right. And if you were racing in the mud, your leg was covered in mud because the wheel would just whip it around on your leg when you're sitting there. Dublin's Delilah and Braden Rhodes coming back to the winner's circle. So a $25,000 purchase as a yearling. She has made 19, so add another and then a $3,500, so she's up 23,000.
First lifetime win.
Yep. Could have bought her for $25,000 a month ago.
Coming in from Dundee, Ohio, and Mount Vernon, Ohio, comes number 3, Dublin's Delilah, owned by Anthony Miller and Hagerman Racing, trained by Herman Hagerman, and driven to victory this evening by Braden Rhodes.
Looks like they had already taken off the trotting hobbles and maybe some of her boots. Coming back in just her harness.
Let's give a big hand here for number 3, Dublin's Delilah, and all involved. And to Braden Rhodes, the driver of Dublin's Delilah, and to Jack Collins Insurance Agency, the donors of the blanket. Here are your official placings for race 8 from the top. Number 1, Lynn Range, finished first, was placed 5th for interference while on a break before the start. Number 2, Castle on the Hill, was 6th. Number 3, Dublin's Delilah, finished 2nd, was placed 1st. Number 4, Black Satin, finished 4th, was placed 3rd. Number 5, Lindell, finished 3rd, was placed 2nd. And number 6, Cruisin' Daisy, was 5th, placed 4th. Time of the first quarter was 32 seconds. The half was in 1:03. The 3/4 in 1:34, with a mile in 2:04 and 1/5. From the top, it should read 1 place 5, 6, 2 place 1, 4 place 3, 3 place 2, 5 place 4, a mile in 2:04 and 1/5.
Ninth race coming up is the Signature Series. This is the Ivan Sugg Memorial Trot.
The upcoming race 9.
We're going to hear a little bit from Bill Peters. Can we hear this?
Memorial Trot, and going to the future, it will be always known as the Ivan Sugg Memorial Trot. Ivan was a great horseman here in the Henry County area. His first drive was made at Bowling Green, Ohio, back in 1959 with Solo Lux in the 2-year-old trot. His next drive was here at the fair at Napoleon, and he finished second the first heat, but in the second heat, a line broke. And I can still remember Ivan walking back to the barn with blood running down his face. Well, the following week, he went to Hicksville, and he picked up his first win. He won the first heat with Solo Lux in a blistering mile of 2:21 4/5. And he finished third the second heat, but he still got the blanket because Mr. Johnny C. finished fourth the first heat and won the second heat. Now, Mr. Johnny C. Was driven by John Koneski Sr., the grandfather of John Koneski III, who will be driving in this next race. Ivan's first big year was 1963 with a mare named Glad Rags. First of all, he broke the track record at Bowling Green in 2:03. Then about 3 weeks later, he took her to Columbus and raced in the Director of Agriculture, and she won the Director of Agriculture by upsetting Meadow Skipper, who was a great horse. Ivan was only 20 years old. He was 16 years old when he made his first drive back there in 1959. He was 20 years old when he won the Director of Agriculture, upsetting Meadow Skipper. The following day, he raced Sisbomb in the Governor's Cup and won his elimination, but finished second in the final. So he had quite a week for a 20-year-old. Ivan's big year then was, he had many good horses in between, but in 2003, he won the pacing triple crown with no pan intended. Ivan was inducted into the Ohio Harness Hall of Fame in 2006, and he was inducted into the Northwestern Ohio Colt Racing Association Hall of Fame in 2008, and I had the honor of being inducted the same year with him. So this race is being named in honor of Ivan, who was a great horseman here in Henry County.
All right, you're all out. Let's parade them down, please. You're all out. Let's parade them.
Nice tribute to Ivan Sugg, who, as Bill said, that this race will forever now be named the Ivan Sugg Memorial Trot.
Out a little bit. It'll be Mr. Miller, then Miss Bain, then Mr. Koneski, then Mr. St. Louis.
We'll just have to catch up on next break, I believe. We got horses heading this way.
We're not live, right?
We are.
Oh, we are?
Yeah.
Bill said something interesting. The Northwestern Ohio Colt Association Hall of Fame.
Yeah, NWOCRA.
Yeah, but I didn't know that there was a Hall of Fame for this.
I guess I didn't either.
I mean, that's kind of cool. We got to find out about that.
Did we lose? Must have lost all that information when it switched to OFRC.
Maybe, but I think Bill's got it.
Yeah, Bill's got it in his head. He'd write it down for us tonight before he leaves, probably.
Yes. I mean, that would be great to know about.
Yeah.
You know, we if you go to OHHA.com now, you can see the Ohio Harness Racing Hall of Fame, which includes living, immortal, and the equine athletes. But I did not know that there was a Northwestern Ohio. We got to find out. Put that someplace so it's there for future. I'm extremely proud of our Hall of Fame on our website now. It's just a really, really nice setup, and you can search for horses or people. It's just a really nice. Wesley Mayberry, who does a lot of our writing, has written. We were missing tons of stories, and he has written the stories about all the people in the Hall of Fame. So just go to OHHA.com and check it out.
Going for a purse of $3,075, and this is the Ivan Sugg Memorial Trot. Number 1 is KJ Todd. He's a bay gelding, 6 years old, by Trixton, out of Workwoman by Ken Workington, owned by Hagerman Racing in Mount Vernon, Ohio, trained by Herman Hagerman, driven tonight by Emmanuel Miller, lifetime earnings of over $210,000, a lifetime mark 155 and 1/5. Number 2 has been drawn. Number 3 is Solar. He's a brown gelding, 9 years old, by Father Patrick, out of Jupiter by Donato Hanover, owned by Sally Wadsworth of Sandusky, Michigan, trained and driven by Jennifer Main, lifetime earnings of over $154,000, a lifetime mark 155. Number 4 is Stony Ridgetop. He's a bay gelding, 7 years old, by Wishing Stone, out of Ruffle Have Ridges by Tom Ridge, owned by John Koneski III of Pemberville, Ohio, and Patrick Koneski of Bowling Green, trained and driven by John Koneski, lifetime earnings of over $196,000, a lifetime mark 153 and 4/5. And number 5 is McMorris Hanover. He's a bay gelding, 10 years old, by Cantab Hall, out of My American by Donato Hanover, owned by Stacy Curry of Thornsville, Ohio, and Steve Bateson of Rudolph, trained by Stacy Curry, driven this evening by Mark St. Louis Jr., lifetime earnings of over $602,000, a lifetime mark 152 and 4/5. That's your field for the 2026 Signature Series Trot and the first year for the Ivan Sugg Memorial.
Well, I think Cooper told you about everything that we were going to tell you about how fantastic some of these horses are. If you add up the earnings for these, the 5 horses, we do have one scratch now, but they have earned $1,366,000.
It's crazy.
It's amazing. At McMorris Hanover, my gosh, $602,000 and 45 lifetime wins. That's a lot. He's 10 years old and still racing as good as ever. He's been racing in the Signature Series right along all summer. And I'm pretty sure that he's at the top of that. I was going to check the Signature Series standings, but I didn't get to it. See where these horses are. Signature Series, they will have a final at Delaware, so they'll get to race on that great half-mile track and see who's the best. Stony Ridgetop has always been one of Matt's favorite horses.
Oh, yeah. What was his last start? I didn't look at the program of this race.
It was 7:20.
Oak Harbor?
Oak Harbor.
Okay.
Yep.
I talked to John before that. He said he was kind of nursing him back from kind of a pretty nasty quarter crack, and then he must have suffered a little setback there. So got a little foot problem going on. Hopefully he's...
Yeah, he qualified, won his qualifier on April 9th, and then was in the Open on April 19th. Finished 4th, trotted in 56-2.
Yeah, when he's good, he's very good.
Yeah. And John has his hands full with him. He's a strong-headed horse. John is 78 years old and still can handle a horse as well as any of these young guys. If you notice, when we were looking at some of the 3-year-olds on their lines, they were racing in the Konetsky, and there's a series that races at Scioto Downs called the John Konetsky, and so I think there's 2 or 3 legs and then a final. And I know when Jason Roth was first talking about making those series, and he called John and said, "Are you okay if we name a series after?" And John says, "As long as it's not a pace." Had to be a trot.
I can't get over 78 years old. I hope
I know.
Look that good when I'm 58.
Stony Ridgetop, McMorris Hanover. Here they come. KJ Todd goes off stride. Clear off and trotting. That's Stony Ridgetop going out after the lead along with Solar down to the rail second. Trotting in there third is McMorris Hanover, and the last horse KJ Todd making the turn now to head down the backside to race over that quarter-mile mark. John Koneski is Stony Ridgetop on top. Trotting in there second is Solar, driven by Jennifer Main. Third is McMorris Hanover, driven by Mark St. Louis Jr., and the last horse KJ Todd, driven by Emmanuel Miller. Now Mark St. Louis is out and on the move with McMorris Hanover. Now third, now second, and going after Stony Ridgetop. Past that quarter-mile mark. First quarter trotted in 30 and 1/5 as they race around that upward turn to come down past the stand for the first time. That's Stony Ridgetop along the rail with the lead. McMorris Hanover's hung on the outside second. Solar getting the trip at the inside third, and racing fourth is KJ Todd. Coming down to the half-mile mark, those front three are well bunched. That's Stony Ridge Top with the lead. Regaining the second along the rail is Solar. Trotting in there third is McMorris Hanover. And the last horse is KJ Todd. Past the half-mile mark, that's John Koneski and Stony Ridge Top. First half trotted in 59 2/5 as they round the turn now to head down the backside to race over to the 3/4 mile mark. They've got to catch Stony Ridge Top. Solar trots in there second. McMorris Hanover in third, and KJ Todd's caught him fourth. Mark St. Louis is going to retry going after Stony Ridge Top. That's Stony Ridge Top with the lead. McMorris Hanover's out and on the move to say hello once again. Solar trots third, and KJ Todd moves up fourth. Going past that 3/4 mile mark, McMorris Hanover sticks his nose out in front and trots right by. 3/4 in 1:30 as they race around that upper turn to head for pay dirt. That's McMorris Hanover with the lead, but Stony Ridge Top goes off stride. That's Solar now taking over second. KJ Todd third and trying to come on, and Stony Ridge Top back fourth as they race towards home. That's McMorris Hanover and Solar. McMorris Hanover and Solar. It's going to be McMorris Hanover, and here they all come. Looks like Solar's going to be up for second. Up for third was KJ Todd. A mile and 1:59 3. The new track record here at the Henry County Fair, breaking that old track record that was set earlier this evening by Flirtin' Tommy in 2 minutes.
Wow, 1:59 3. McMorris Hanover is just racing so well. In his last 5 starts, he's had 4 wins and a second. Very uncharacteristic break for Stony Ridge Top.
Thought Steve Bateson might be here. Heading out to the winner's circle
now.
What a classy trotter this guy is, McMorris Hanover.
A $53,000 purchase as a yearling at the Standardbred horse sale in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania.
Definitely has made back that money.
Yeah. 10 years old, he's still got some racing to do.
Mm-hmm.
Steve with Kurt Sog out in the winner's circle. We had a nice interview with Kurt when we were at Bowling Green.
Yes. Yep, absolutely. I think it's kind of a honor for Steve to win this race, too.
Oh, for sure.
You know? Yeah, if anybody wants to go back and listen to that, that was at Bowling Green. That was a very interesting interview with Kurt and his future plans and what harness racing has meant to his family. Nice lights out on the track, but not so much in the grandstand.
Nope.
We're going to have to get our little flashlights out, read the program.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Winner's circle where the winners go. Coming in from Thornville and Rudolph, Ohio, comes number 5, McMorris Hanover. Owned by Stacy Curry and Steve Bates. Trained by Stacy Curry. And a nice drive and driven to victory this evening by Mark St. Louis Jr.
The Ivan Sugg Memorial Trot.
Let's give a big hand here for McMorris Hanover, Stacy Curry, Samuel, Kurt Sugg, Duke Sugg, and Bill Peters, and all concerned, and Steve Bateson, all concerned with McMorris Hanover, the winners of the first leg of the Ivan Sugg Memorial Trot, and setting a new track record. Placings for race 9 from the top. Number 1, KJ Todd was third. Number 2, Orange Gum was scratched. Number 3, Solar was second. Number 4, Stony Ridgetop was 4th. And number 5, McMorris Hanover was the winner. Time in the first quarter was 30 1/5. The half was in 59 2/5. The 3 quarters in 1:30 with a mile in 1:59 3/5. From the top it should read 3 scratch 2 4 1 on the bottom, a mile in 1:59 3/5, a new track record. And that's 3 straight in the Buckeye State for McMorris Hanover.
So 9 races in the book. The 10th coming up, our penultimate race, the 2-year-old filly pace, going for a purse of $4,870. And let's take a short break.
Hickory Lane Farm is proud to have bred or produced 3 Dan Patch champions over the last 3 years. Located in Findlay, Ohio, Hickory Lane Farm bred and sold world champion It's Academic. We also co-bred and sold sophomore Breeders' Crown winner Yo Tilly. Our stallion In Range set new sales records at the 2025 Jug Sale and is the sire of Set Your Sights High, who was last season's Dan Patch 2-year-old trotting filly. Find your next champion at the Hickory Lane Farm. Consignment.
When you need supplies for your horse, one name stands out: Big D's. Since 1976, Big D's Tack and Vet Supply has been the equine experts you can trust. Whatever your horse needs is available at Big D's Tack and Vet Supply. Order online at BigD'sWeb.com. Use code FAIR26 and receive $10 off your next order. Big D's Tack and Vet Supply.
At Ohio State's Galbraith Equine Center, our veterinary champions are here for your champions 24/7, 365 days a year, providing advanced specialty care for sports horses from all stages and disciplines. Our expert team of boarded surgeons and sports medicine and rehabilitation specialists, together with veterinary cardiologists, internal medicine, and ophthalmologists, make our hospital your best resource for all sports horse performance issues. The Ohio State Veterinary Medical Center's Galbraith Equine Hospital. Call us today at 614-292-6661. Dublin Valley Farms, home of Volstead, sire of multi-million-dollar performers, with his first big crop of talented 2-year-olds making their mark on the track. Also standing, Slay, son of Chapter 7, with his highly anticipated first crop of yearlings selling this fall. And Coach K. Hanover by world record holder Walner with his first crop of 2-year-olds hitting the track this summer. Looking for your next superstar? Dublin Valley Farms and our clients proudly offer high-quality yearlings with pedigree, conformation, and performance potential at public auctions this season. Backed by a team that cares, Dublin Valley Farms, Fredericksburg, Ohio.
There's one coming up. Got a few more texts to share with you, and I said earlier I got a text from Morgan Hagerman, and I said that they showed saddlebreds under saddle, but that's not true. She said it was standardbreds under saddle, not saddlebreds, so my mistake. I apologize for that. Also got a note from Sanina Easty. We raised pink jammies at Spring Haven. She was sold in December at the Mount Hope sale in full to Down by the Seaside. She says she believes a gentleman from Middlefield, Ohio, purchased her. So that is that's good to know. We know where she went. And that Amy Haller says Cooper, our announcer, his grandfather, Jim Stahlbaum, is from Wasion, and he owned Geocentric and working on a mystery. And she also wanted to say that Konetsky, John Konetsky, continues to be one of my idols, even though Stoney made a break. So I appreciate everybody checking in. I am just out of luck with YouTube. Sam's getting the YouTube chats, though, and
yep.
We've got quite a few people watching, so we certainly appreciate that.
Participating coachers for race 10. This is a 2-year-old filly pace going for a purse of $4,870.
$5, and a blanket courtesy of J&L Construction to the winner. And second place, the Moxie Salon and Spa blanket. Number 1 is Remember Sherry, owned by Steve Broucher of Lemur, Michigan, trained by Steve Novak, the driver, Mark St. Louis Jr. Number 2 is Fear the Love, owned by Robbie Brooks of Van Loo, Ohio, and Thomas Little of East Bernie, New York, trained by Robbie Brooks, the driver, Clifton Bell. Number 3 is Famous Rain, owned by AST Racing Incorporated of Belrose, New York, trained and driven by Pierce Henry. Number 4 is Famous Now, owned by Patrick Sweeney of Delaware and J.R. Miller of Dublin, R.L. Miller of Grovesport, and R.E. Heath of Columbus, trained by Mike Sweeney, the driver, Curtis Harper. And number 5 is AVF Gracie, owned by Hagerman Racing of Mount Vernon, Ohio, trained by Herman Hagerman, the driver, Emmanuel Miller. Also take one score and go to the gate. Mute your windows closing in 2 minutes. Hurry and don't be shut out.
So from the rail out, we have Remember Sherry and Mark St. Louis Jr. up for Steve Novak. Stephen Brochow, the owner, as Monty Mickey out of a Captain Treacherous mare. I Bet You Did Hanover. Has had 6 starts on the year, 2 second-place finishes, 1 at Bowling Green and 1 at Tiffin.
In the 2, Fear the Love, driven by Clifton Bell for Robert Brooks, is a Fear the Dragon, has had 1 start this year with finishing second at Attica and 205 flat.
Famous Rain and Pierce Henry will leave from the 3-hole. Pierce is also the trainer for AST Racing, who also bred this Western Fame filly. It's out of an American Ideal mare, Sue Rainbow A. 7 starts on the year, 1 second-place finish. That was at Attica in 2-8.
In the 4, Famous Now, driven by Curtis Harper for trainer Mike Sweeney, has 6 starts this year with 1 third at Marion, finishing in 2:10 and 3. Was a Buckeye Classic yearling for $8,000. Also a Western Fame.
AVF Gracie, Manny Miller drives for Herman Hagerman Racing. A Catch the Fire filly out of a Real Desire mare. Sold at the Blooded Horse sale for $3,700. Has 5 starts on the year. A 3rd-place finish, 2 starts back at Bowling Green. Was in the Buckeye Stallion Series at Scioto Downs. Finished back, but was timed in 57 and 3. All maiden, so somebody's going to be going to the winner's circle for the very first time in their young career. Famous Rain has 7 starts, and that's the most starts in the field, so a very lightly raced bunch of fillies.
Oh, all right. There's the one. Just came out now.
Oh.
I think they just asked him to go in front of the grandstand since we are wagering this evening.
They really do have nice lights here.
So
track lights.
Each end of the grandstand, they just put in huge poles with a ton of lights on top of them. That was
really?
a big project they just finished up a few weeks ago. Someone donated $25,000 towards that. And that covered a pretty good chunk of it.
Wow.
All underground electric, and then all the electric here in the stands, and
oh my gosh,
they put a lot of money into this fairgrounds. Brand new fence all along the first turn there.
Yeah.
So next year, maybe some LEDs in the grandstands. Brighten it up in here. We'll
Susan had to bring out her phone for a flashlight.
I did. I could not see the program anymore. I'm going to pull a Don Tiger, and I'm going to make my programs 11 by 17 from now on.
Yeah, that's something.
He blows up each page to 11 by 17.
Oh, my goodness.
Much easier to read.
Oh, I'm sure.
We have a printer at the office that'll do that, don't we?
We do.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to have to get a really large binder.
Yeah.
Especially when you got 20 races, or, you know, those nights when you've got a ton of races and not much light. They do have light bulbs in the grandstand. They're, I don't know, 60 watters maybe.
Maybe.
They're not too bright.
They might be original to the grandstand.
They might be. See that people have. I wondered when I first came in, there was some stuff on the benches, and they've taped off their spots, I suppose, for something that's coming up in the next couple days. Got their seats saved.
I do kind of remember that. I think they still have maybe the tractor pull to do or something.
Oh, yeah.
Had a couple concerts here last couple nights.
Oh, was there?
Yeah, it sounded like that was a pretty big hit.
It's always nice when a fair kind of reaches out and spends some money and it comes back and it works out good for them.
Yeah. I know when I talked to Jeannie Gerdeman, speed superintendent, earlier, well, last week, I guess, they were worried about putting rides in because the ground was so saturated from all the rain. I mean, there has to be some kind of firmness to the ground to set all that stuff up. But they're up and running.
Here they come. Remember, Sherry goes off stride. They're off and pacing. It's Fear of the Love going out after the lead along with Famous Rain. Dropping out of the rail third comes Famous Now. Moving up on the outside fourth is AVF Gracie, and the last horse after going off stride is Remember Sherry. Making the turn now to head down the backside to race over to that quarter-mile mark. Clifton Bell has Fear of the Love on top. Racing in there second is Famous Rain, driven by Pierce Henry. Third, it is Famous Now, driven by Curtis Harper. Fourth is AVF Gracie, driven by Amanda Miller. And the last horse, Remember Sherry, driven by Mark St. Louis Jr. Remember Sherry goes off stride once again. First quarter paced in 31 seconds. As they race around that upper turn, could not pass the stands for the first time. That's Fear of the Love with the lead. Racing in there second is Famous Rain. Famous Now, pacing in there third. Fourth is AVF Gracie, and way back to trailer Remember Sherry. There is no change coming down to the half-mile mark. That is still Fear of the Love of Clifton Bell, bringing the horses down to the half. Starts to open up a little bit. Pacing in there second is Famous Rain. Racing third is Famous Now. First to move is AVF Gracie in there fourth. And now moving up in the last horse, Remember Sherry. First half paced in 103 3/5 as they round the turn now to head down the backside to race over to the 3/4 mile mark. They've got to catch Fear of the Love. Famous Rain is closing in second. Racing up third is AVF Gracie. Fourth is Famous Now, and Remember Sherry trails. Going to that 3/4 mile mark. Clifton Bell starting to ask a little bit more of Fear of the Love. On the outside second is AVF Gracie. Backing away at the rail third is Famous Rain. Moving up fourth is Famous Now, and Remember Sherry trails. 3/4 in 134 1/5 as they race around that upper turn to head for pay dirt. That's Fear of the Love with the lead. AVF Gracie in there second. Along the rail third is Famous Rain. Famous Now on the outside fourth. Remember Sherry trails as they race towards home. That's Fear of the Love and AVF Gracie. Fear of the Love and AVF Gracie. It's gonna be Fear of the Love, and here they all come. AVF Gracie up for second. Up for third was Famous Now. A mile in 2:04.
Is that 2 or 3 for Clifton Bell?
Might be 3.
I think it might be 2.
I have to turn my flashlight back on. One with black bikini.
I think it's just 2.
Just 2. Yes, you're right.
Gracie back to the winner's circle also. We have a second place blanket here. Bring AVF Gracie back for the second place blanket.
Well, that's cool for a second place.
That is nice.
We'll present the second place award first.
We'll present the second place award first, which will go to AVF Gracie, and then the winning blanket will go to Fear the Love.
That's nice. They got an extra sponsor.
Mm-hmm.
circle where the winners go. Coming in from Mount Vernon, Ohio, comes number 5, AVF Gracie. She will get the second place blanket, courtesy of Moxie Salon and Spa. And now moving down the track where all the winners go, coming in from Van Loo and East Bernie, New York, comes number 2, Fear the Love. Owned by Robbie Brooks and Thomas Little, trained by Robbie Brooks, and driven to victory this evening by Clifton Bell. Let's give a big hand here for number 2, Fear the Love, Clifton Bell and Robbie Brooks, and all involved with number 2, Fear the Love, and the J&L Constructions, LLC, the donors of the first place blanket. Official placings for race 10 from the top. Number 1, Remember Sherry was 5th. Number 2, Fear the Love was the winner. Number 3, Famous Rain was 4th. Number 4, Famous Now was 3rd. And number 5, AVF Gracie was 2nd. Time in the first quarter was 31 seconds. The half was in 1:03 3/5. The 3 quarters in 1:34 1/5 with a mile in 2:04. From the top it should read 5:14.32 on the bottom. A mile in 2:04. First lifetime win for Fear the Love.
So that is 10 races in the books. We've got the 11th to come up. That's a 3-year-old colt trot. We got some nice trotters in this race, and we're going to take a look at them when we come back.
The roots of harness racing are born at the county fair. For over 150 years, people have gathered to watch horses battle it out for fame and glory. Catch the thrills this summer at an Ohio Fair Racing Conference County Fair. The OFRC races at 22 fairs in 20 Ohio counties. Trotters and pacers put it all on the line to be called the best in the Buckeye State. The Ohio Fair Racing Conference, where the path to greatness begins.
Welcome back to the Henry County Fair here in Napoleon, Ohio, just a stone's throw from Michigan. A couple miles?
No, it's a little farther than that.
Is it?
Yeah.
I thought
I head from Toledo, I head southwest on 24. So I would say 30 minutes from Michigan.
Oh, okay,
maybe,
from Michigan.
23, yeah.
How far from Indiana?
That I don't know.
Well, it's tucked up here in that corner.
Yeah, I think there's a county in between us and Indiana and a county in between us and Michigan.
Oh, okay.
Not sure which counties.
I was going to say.
But
Either do I, and I drive through them probably all summer long.
Done a very good job here with the track and everything, as we talked about before, the new winner's circle. Looks really Really, really pretty. Nice job. And obviously the track's in good top shape. Does anybody train here?
Yeah,
You do?
that Gary Gillen. That
Oh,
they did
okay.
Yeah, he still has a few out here.
Wow.
I'm not sure who else. His barn would be the one kind of over directionally in the turn 3. Didn't you and Frank have a big conversation about?
Yes, we did.
I know.
That's not turn 3.
I know.
There's the first turn and there's the last turn. Yes, when you are in it, you may be in 3, but that's not. Yeah, we did. We still argue about that.
That's great. I thought it was interesting. One of the tents is across the road that the horses are in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Space is at a premium here. There's a lot going on this fairgrounds.
Yeah. I think space is a problem for most fairgrounds. You know, they just don't have enough of it, and they're usually landlocked. A lot of them are in towns, so they really can't expand too much.
They've got a week to fit everything they can possibly fit in, too, and make as much money as they possibly can for an entire year.
Yep.
So.
Because then they still have to be taking care of the whole property the rest of the time. That's I think people don't realize what a big job managing one of these fairgrounds is. It's just a huge job.
Apparently, before the rainstorm even came here, they had a water main break like last Tuesday. I think actually that was about the same time as the storm. So where all the campers were supposed to go, there was like 4 or 5 inches of water where they were supposed to park. And he said now it's like they have docks out there, basically just pallets stacked on top of one another so people can actually walk in and out of their campers.
Oh.
$10 and a blanket courtesy of Brick and Brew. Number 1 is On the Range, owned by Tom and Sally Wadsworth of Sandusky, Michigan, trained and driven by Joe Casagrande. Number 2 is Got the Money, Honey, owned by Rosie Weaver of Beach City, Heartland Acres of Wahonding, David Jury of Bucyrus, and Barb Wilson of Hudson, Ohio, trained by Rosie Weaver, the driver, Braden Rhodes. Number 3 is Hunt Club, owned, trained, and driven by John Koneski III of Pemberville. Number 4 is Mogul Maverick, owned by Rosie Weaver of Beach City and Ella Rose Farm of Streetsburg, Ohio, T. Gentry of Norwich, Ohio, and S. Weingartner of Norwich, Ohio, trained by Rosie Weaver, the driver, Sam Widger. Number 5 is Bitcoin King, owned by Chris Beaver of Rander and Part-Time Stables in Napoleon, Michigan, trained by Chris Beaver, the driver, Clifton Bell. And number 6 is Would You Rather, owned by Ryan Stahl of Republic and Watson Harness Racing of Tiffin and KJ Stuckey of Tiffin and William Hart of Carmel, Maine, trained by Ryan Stahl, the driver, Logan Ebersol. Also take 1 score and go to the gate. Mutual windows closing in 2 minutes.
You know, we may have lost a few people in the grandstand. Really not that many, but we lost a few people. But boy, down there where they're betting, there's still a big crowd. So I think that's good for the fair to have that much people betting. So On the Range, we were just told that he is wearing trotting hobbles tonight. Joe Casagrande drives and trains. Thomas and Sally Wadsworth are the owners. This is an in-range. Out of a man of many missions, mare 1 too many. 5 starts on the year, 1 win. That was at, looks like Midland in Michigan, excuse me, in 2-9-1.
In the 2, Got the Money, Honey, driven by Braden Rhodes for trainer Rosie Reaver. It's a ready for money colt. Has 15 starts this year with 2 wins, 1 being at Cortland and 206-2. Has made $45,000 lifetime.
Hunt Club, John Konetsky III owns, trains, and drives this long Tom colt. It's out of a Cadabra mare, No Magic to It. 5 starts on the year, has not hit the winner's circle yet, but has been trotting right around 2-4 most of the time.
In 4, driven by Sam Widger, is Mogul Maverick for Rosie Reaver. Is a What the Hill colt. 11 starts this year with 2 wins at Cortland and Scioto Downs and a non-winners of 1. Lifetime has made $42,000 and lifetime mark of 157-3 at Scioto Downs.
Bitcoin King, Clifton Bell drives for trainer Chris Beaver. Chris also co-owns this horse along with Part-Time Stables. Part-Time Stables, the breeder. an Uncle Peter out of Muscle Mass mare, Missive Girl. 12 starts on the year, 5 wins, the fastest of those wins. 154 and 1 taken at Scioto Downs. The most recent win was at Tiffin in 2 minutes and a fifth.
And the 6th, Would You Rather, for trainer Ryan Stahl, Logan Ebersole in the sulky. For an in-range colt has 10 starts this year with 3 wins at Attica, Oak Harbor, and Northfield, and non-winners of 1, with a lifetime mark of 158 and 4 at Northfield Park.
I did fail to mention that Bitcoin King has earned $111,000 in his lifetime and cost $9,000 at the Buckeye Classic sale. There are bargains to be had.
Here they come. Got the money, honey, goes off stride. Here, off and trotting, Mogul Maverick goes out after the early lead. Trotting in there second is Bitcoin King. Dropping in there third is On the Range, but Mogul Maverick goes off stride. The leader just went off stride. That's now Bitcoin King taking over. Gaining along the rails second is On the Range. Racing in there third is Would You Rather. Moving up fourth is Hunt Club. Off stride fifth is Mogul Maverick. And the last horse got the money, honey. That's Clifton Bell and Bitcoin King out there on the front end. Trotting in there second now comes Would You Rather, driven by Logan Ebersole. Third is On the Range, driven by Joe Casagrande. Fourth is Hunt Club, driven by John Koneski. Racing in there fifth is Mogul Maverick, driven by Sam Widger, and the last horse got the money, honey, driven by Braden Rhodes. First quarter trotted in 31 seconds. As they race around that upper turn, the canal passes in for the first time. There is no change. That's Bitcoin King with the lead. Trotting in their second is Would You Rather. Racing in their third is On the Range. Racing fourth is Hunt Club. Fifth comes Mogul Maverick, and the last horse got the money, honey. First half trotted in 101 and 4/5 as they round the turn now to head down the backside to race over to the 3/4 mile mark. They've got to catch Bitcoin King. Closest horse in their second is Would You Rather. On the Range is in their third. Hunt Club is fourth but goes off stride. Now also off stride goes Got the Money, honey. And the last horse, Mogul Maverick, at this point. Going to that 3/4 mile mark. That's still Bitcoin King with the lead. Would You Rather trots in their second and On the Range third. 3/4 in 132 as they race around the upper turn to head for pay dirt. The one to catch is Bitcoin King. Would You Rather in their second. On the Range trotting third as they turn towards home. That's Bitcoin King and Would You Rather. Bitcoin King and Would You Rather to take a shot at him, but it's gonna be Bitcoin King, and here they all come. Would You Rather up for second. Up for third is On the Range. A mile in 2 minutes and 4/5, and that's a new track record here to end the evening. That's a new track record.
Well, that's 3 now for Clifton and 2 track records for Clifton.
Yes, yes.
So we got a 3-way tie for the night for the 3-year-old colt trotting.
Oh my gosh. I'm going to say our new track announcer must think this is the way it happens, huh? Track record,
Yeah.
track record, track record.
Got a new track record for the all-age trot tonight. The 2-year-old filly pace, and then 3-way tie for the 3-year-old colt trotting.
Wow. That's a lot of track records in a night.
Mm-hmm.
A testament to what they've been doing here on this track is that good tracks like that don't happen overnight. It doesn't happen race day. It happens, they've been working on this track probably for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Mogul Maverick taking a practice lap, trying to stay flat here. He was not having it tonight. He's got to be driving Rosie a little crazy. He's got a ton of speed, and he's a nice trotter, but he just keeps blowing up.
Bitcoin King
So they got this for $9,000?
Yep.
Yep.
Pretty good.
Yep.
I think, what did they spend on endurance? Was it $14,000?
$14,000, yes.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Talk about a return on investment there.
And you know what was also interesting is they said that the same day that endurance sold for $14,000, that Apex sold for $525,000.
No kidding.
So, and they're right there in the handle together.
Ohio and Napoleon, Michigan comes number 5, Bitcoin King. Owned by Chris Beaver and part-time stables. Trained by Chris Beaver and a masterful drive this evening driven by Clifton Bell. And Bitcoin King has just trotted to a new track record for 3-year-old colt trotters, which was previously set earlier tonight by Dublin Striker in 2:01 4/5. But the new track record is 2 minutes and 4/5, set by Bitcoin King. Let's give up a big hand here for all involved with Bitcoin King, Clifton Bell, and a Brick and Brew, the donors of the blanket.
I think that might be Clifton's puppy because it
is.
jumped right on him.
I can't think of her name, but she's a sweetheart. He does take her to a lot of the fairs.
He just told her to go stay, and she did. Man, that's a smart puppy. It looks like a baby, like a young puppy.
She was awful happy to see him in the winner's circle there.
She was, yep. That's neat. I think we're still waiting for the final results. Have those for you in just a moment. We do know it was a new track record.
Well, you guys going to listen
Here's
to
your
Troy
official
on the way home?
placings for race 11 from the top. Number 1, On the Range, was 3rd. Number 2, Got the Money Honey, was 6th. Number 3, Hunt Club, finished 5th, was placed 4th. Number 4, Mogul Maverick, finished 4th, was placed 5th for an extended break, extending the braking rule. Number 5, Bitcoin King, was the winner. And number 6, Would You Rather, was 2nd. Time of the first quarter was 31 seconds. The half was in 1:01 4/5. The 3 quarters in 1:32 with a mile in 2 minutes and 4/5. From the top, it should read 3, 6, 5 place 4, 4 place 5, 1, 2 on the bottom, a mile in 2 minutes and 4/5, and a new track record for 3-year-old colt trotters.
So that is the program for Napoleon for the first night. We'll be right back here tomorrow. Matt and Doug Ballinger will be here tomorrow, and then from there we go to Rock Springs Thursday and Friday, and then we start the big meet at Greenville for the 4 days of racing. So it was a great night, guys.
Yep.
For all of us on the OHHA team, we hope you have a great rest of your night.